And welcome in here to Trappers Warm-Up. I am Ryan Breeden, here for Game 4 of our 4-game opening series between the visiting North Iowa Ragin Roosters and your Pierre Trappers. Opening series in the Expedition League, and we've had 3 very crazy games all the way across the board. Last night's ended after 7 innings in favor of the Ragin Roosters, 5-2, after we had Mother Nature put a damper on our very quickly moving game. Well, it was very quickly moving until my analyst that was up here next to me for a majority of the game, Jack Van Camp, had to make the comment that we're moving quickly. After that, everything went downhill in terms of pace of play and Mother Nature. So we had an hour-and-a-half rain delay and ultimately called the game at just around 10:30 until 5-2 was the score. And all 3 of the games have been very crazy. As I mentioned, in Game 1, the Trappers came away with a 13-4 victory, and they were walked 16 times in the game and out-hit 11-7. And then 2 nights ago, the Trappers lost 9-8 after the Ragin Roosters took a lead with 2 outs in the 9th. They were down to their final out and then put up a 4-run rally to take a 3-run lead. The Trappers responded, but the tying run was thrown out at home after tripping halfway between third and home. It was Colby Rich who was thrown out, and so as a result, the Trappers fell then, and then last night our rain delay. And a fun fact also, all 3 winners in this series to date were out-hit by the losing team. Not very often that you see that happen. It just really encompasses the chaos we've had here, and I caught up with Trappers head coach Jamie Habiger to talk about that chaos a little bit before pregame.
Also, USA night and Bark in the Park night. We appreciate you coming out. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's game. First, starting with the visiting North Iowa Ragin Roosters. Leading off and playing center field, number 27, Dave Nakasuka. Batting second, playing shortstop, is number 2, Caleb Herbert. Behind the plate tonight, batting third, is number 8, Craig Kenny. At first base, batting cleanup, number 10, Sage McMahon. Playing right field this afternoon, number 7, Zach Dickinson. DHing for the Red Roosters is number 1, Jared Brandon. Playing second base, number 23, Christian Snyder. Starting at third is number 5, Carson Gross. And playing left field, number 4, Nick Easton. On the mound this afternoon for the Ragin Roosters is number 25, Travis Herbert. And now, for your Pierre Trappers, starting lineup leading off, playing third base, number 12, Connor Bendeck. Playing right field, number 23, Noah McCreary. Playing center field, number 24.
And so that was Trappers head coach Jamie Habiger catching up with me just a few minutes ago, and he's currently walking out towards home plate for the umpire meeting. So we will have that meeting, have our break during the national anthem, and then we'll be back here for that game that is coming up here in just about 10 minutes, although we started a little bit early last night. Who knows, maybe we'll do that again tonight. But I think we started a bit early last night because of the impending weather that did eventually hit us in the 8th. And if I'm not mistaken, and my producer Heather, who is a bit of a weather guru, could tell me otherwise, I don't think that weather is going to be a huge impact on today's game in our finale. And I also want to point out last night, the Trappers starter, Drew Copeland, was fantastic. He went 6 innings, gave up just 1 run on 2 hits, and struck out 5 batters. And he's going to be up here with me at some point on the broadcast, I would assume somewhere around the 3rd inning time. And you can have some big shoes to fill. Jack Van Camp, the starter from 2 nights ago, initially I thought he was just going to join me for a half inning. He was up here until the 8th when we got rained out, and he was fantastic, very comfortable. Drew's excited to join me, and I'm excited for him to join me as well, so we'll see how he does with that. I might have to try to teach him how to produce my YouTube live stream the same way that Jack Van Camp did for me yesterday. And then, of course, we will have our typical bottom of the 2nd time to catch up with John Hunt, the GM of the Trappers, as well. And it is USA night here in the ballpark. Our 4th theme night in a row. Last night, rock and roll. The night before, Top Gun. And so, on the mound, as I mentioned a few moments ago, for the Trappers will be Logan McKeever. It is his first start here in this Expedition League season. Goes to Spring Hill College. And he did some hitting and some pitching while he was there. He pitched 2 2/3 innings last year with Spring Hill and did not give up any runs, struck out 5 batters. He's got some good stuff, and that is pretty much exactly what Coach said to me in the pregame interview. They are still out there talking near home plate, trying to sort out some things before we get started. The Trappers wearing navy blue uniforms with the navy blue hat, which is what they wore on opening night. It's got the accented curved golden letters. And the Ragin Roosters back in their red jerseys. Their brand new red jerseys that they actually got while they were on the bus here. Just barely beat the buzzer on getting those in. And so we are about to get set for the national anthem. So while we do that and get set out there, we will take a quick pause and come back. And I'll give you the starting lineups as well as the first pitch. So you're listening to the Trappers pregame, the warm-up. We're about to start here in a couple of minutes, but we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.
Of the Pierre Trappers, River 92.7.
And we're back in here, just wrapping up our moment of silence and national anthem just before Memorial Day, which we will have tomorrow. So USA theme night tonight. We see some red, white, and blue in the crowd, including a white and blue star pattern shirt from John Hunt, our GM, who will be up here for the bottom of the second inning, which has become a bit of a home game tradition, even though we're just 3 games, about to be 4 into the season. So we're about to get going here, and I'll give the starting lineups for each team. First, we'll go with the Ragin Roosters. Travis Herbert is on the mound. This is his first pitching performance so far here. Typically a position player, but he does have a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that he did show off in his perfect game preseason All-American events. And so Travis Herbert will be on the mound for the Ragin Roosters, and it will be Dane Nakasuka playing center field and leading off. He's been a leadoff staple for the Ragin Roosters. This is his 4th game in a row there. And then from there, shortstop Caleb Herbert is batting 2nd. Sage McMinn hit a home run last night. He's batting 3rd. Zach Dickinson, actually Craig Kinney is batting 3rd. I skipped over it completely. So Caleb Herbert 2nd, Craig Kinney 3rd, Sage McMinn 4th, Zach Dickinson 5th. Jarrett Brannon designated hitting. He pitched last night. He's batting 6th. Cameron Rendon batting 7th. Carson Gross batting 8th, and Nick Eastham batting 9th. And so for the Trappers, we will have Logan McKeever on the mound, as I've talked about. The right-hander wears number 21. And then from there, we will have Connor Bendick, Noah McCreary, Gabriel Arroyo, Anthony Barraza, Garrett Arnold, Will Hawk, CJ Kumbo, Maddox Mueller, and Andrew Beavers. So, and I'm sure we will see a revolving door of players as we go along here, as that is what Coach Jamie has done every game. At about the 5th to 6th inning area, we have seen substitutions, and I would assume that will be the case as well here on this Sunday afternoon. So we're just about to get underway here for Game 4, the final game. I'm joined very early up here by Andrew Copeland. You know, I'll give you your headset right now. I didn't expect you to be this early. You're ready. All right, I think you're unmuted there. Drew, join me. What's up, man?
How you doing?
Doing pretty good. You got the bleached hair.
Yeah.
I like it.
We all the freshmen did it for nationals for my college team, so.
Bit of a tradition, a bit of a superstition, maybe.
It was our first time going to nationals, so we were like, let's just have some fun with it. So.
I remember what we did when I was playing football in high school before the postseason every year. All of the seniors shaved their heads, so this is, I guess, somewhat similar. Just instead of shaving it, you just got the bleached top.
That is insane.
So as a reminder to the listeners and the viewers on the YouTube stream, we have Drew Copeland. He was a starter last night. We're about to get the first pitch underway. Nakasuka squares to bunt, but then pulls back, and it misses high for ball 1. So we are underway here. And Drew, I'll just read out your stat line quickly for you. We talked about it earlier before the pregame. 6 innings, 1 run, 2 hits, and 5 strikeouts. The 1-0, that one's hit high into shallow right, actually drifting back towards the infield. And the catch is made by CJ Kumbo for out number 1. So a quick pop up within the infield, and the first man is retired.
Yeah, I felt like I had a pretty good night last night. Everything felt like it was working pretty well. Slaughter was on. Fastball, I felt like I was throwing it probably the hardest I've ever thrown it. So changeup was working pretty well. Curveball was in there for a strike most of the time. So
we've got Caleb Herbert up here, and he takes the ball up and in. And I had Jack Van Camp on here last night, and he was a bit of a superstar. But he mentioned to me that the mound here at Hyde Stadium feels like a mountain, and that it feels very, very elevated, and it helps you feel like you really are coming down on it. You pitched for a long time last night, 8 innings in total on the season so far. Is Jack right about that?
Yes, he is. It is makes you feel very tall up there. I'm only about 6 foot tall, so it made me feel like I was about 8 feet tall up there last night.
And so what kind of impact does that have for you?
I mean, it definitely helps a pitcher. You know, as a hitter, you don't really like seeing somebody coming from such a high arm angle. You know. You'd rather, if anything, you'd rather see him on a flat mound, if anything, and there's a foul
That
ball.
one's hit foul. So the count is full at 3-2, and you're already having some shout-outs on the live stream. You can look at the chat over there to the right. So you're getting some shout-outs. You can read them out as you get them.
Hey, Mom, how you doing? I miss you. Ruby, that's my little sister. They're back home watching. Yeah, they've been watching every game, so. Attaboy.
That one swung on and missed for a strikeout, so the first strikeout of the afternoon for Logan McKeever, and that retires the second batter of the inning.
Yeah, it was a long drive here. It was about 26 hours. So.
Oof, that beats mine. Mine was 9.5, and I thought that I was struggling.
Yeah, 26. My mom drove a majority of the way, so I kind of slept the whole time.
Hey, that's not bad. We're gonna have some road trips though this year.
Yeah, we're supposed to go on one, I think, Tuesday.
Yes. Tuesday, and we'll have a game Tuesday night, and I think it's a 3-game series.
Against the Ragin Roosters again.
Getting pretty familiar with this team.
Yes, we are.
Craig Kinney batting right now, the catcher. He's in a 2-0 count, and he has been someone that was highlighted by Jack last night as a difficult out.
Oh, yes, he is. Actually, the first game, he in the top of the ninth, he hit a double off me that was hit pretty well, if I do say so myself.
He's got a 3-0 count right now. I would assume that it'll be a take all the way, trying to get a base runner on here. We're just into this game. Top of the first inning, 0-0 our score. The 3-0 is taken, and it misses. So that's a 4-pitch walk with 2 away.
There's my uncle there, old Jason.
Sounding good? Yes, you are sounding good.
He actually lives up in Harrisonburg by JMU, if you know where that is.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a big JMU fan. So
They were very good at softball, I think, last year. They made it to the Women's College World Series. They beat Oklahoma State in one of the games they played. So as an Oklahoma State student and lifelong fan, that was a bit tough for me. Sage McMinn chops it over to second. CJ Kumbo makes the play and throws to first, and that will retire the side. So the 2-out walk does not come to mean anything. Sage McMinn grounds out, and we've got nothing happening here in the top of the first. So we go to the bottom of the first. We'll take a quick break. 0-0 is our score. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.
In Bank West, and a big thanks to Red Rosa for being our
And we're back in here for the bottom of the first inning at Hyde Stadium. 0-0 our score. I've got Drew Copeland, the starter from last night, with me. Very good in the top of the first. Got up here way quicker than I expected you to. You're excited to be up here.
yeah, I actually am. As my people back home know, I'm a big talker. I get to know everybody. I can make friends with basically anybody. So
You get to do that up here. We get to just have some fun. If you see anything out there that interests you, piques your curiosity, just throw it out there and we'll talk about it.
gotcha.
So leading it off is Connor Bendick, and the first pitch is hit over to short, and it's Herbert making the play and the throw to first in time for the out. So it was Travis Herbert on the mound and his brother Caleb Herbert, I believe his brother, over at shortstop, and he made that play. So a quick first out on the first pitch.
Yeah, Connor's one of our utility guys that we have on the team. We have about 3 or 4 of them. Connor's one of them. Logan, a couple others. Since we're so low on pitching right now, Logan's being a big help. He actually threw the other night. He threw pretty well. He threw well on top of the first as well.
That one missed way up there to Noah McCreary.
Logan and Connor are actually college teammates up at Spring Hill. I think it's in Missouri, if I'm correct.
I believe that is correct. That one's chopped foul straight back the other way. And I just realized something. My producer, Heather, is going to be very disappointed in me right now because she texted me earlier to remind me to move my car from being in prime foul ball territory.
Again, you didn't move it?
Again, I did not move it.
Oh, my goodness.
At this point, I'm playing with fate, keeping it there. The 1-1 runs inside. Went off speed, brushed him off a little bit. 2-1 the count. I'm sure I'll be getting a text from Heather here in the coming moments telling me that she is disappointed in me, and I would expect that.
Ooh,
That's ripped over to first. Sage McMinn makes a nice play, calls off Herbert, and steps on the bag himself.
That was a very good play.
That was ripped, and as you mentioned, a bit of some sidearm action there, changing up the arm slot from Travis Herbert.
That came out of nowhere.
So the second out of the inning is recorded. That one 3 unassisted. So Gabriel Arroyo. Yes, Heather did just text me and said, I'm sending safe juju for your car. Yes, I'm going to need it. Anything that gets fouled over to this right side, straight back here, it gets me scared. First pitch to Arroyo. Goes fastball, just missed that one.
Yeah.
So 1-0 is the count. And here we've got Gabriel Arroyo. And the 1-0 pitch, that one is in there, goes back with a fastball. And so we were just talking, I had a question for you about walk-up songs. I know that you're mostly a pitcher now. If you had to pick a walk-up song, what would your song be?
Oh, it's got to be Party in the USA. That's my college pitch walk-up song for when I go to pitch. So it's kind of my jam. I'm not gonna lie, it gets me going sometimes. So.
Okay, so has this been like a lifelong thing for you since the song came out? Is it recent?
No, it's actually been recent. You know, they made us choose walk-up songs in college, and I had to choose 2 of them because I was a two-way. So I chose Like a G6 for my batting walk-up song, and then chose Party in the USA. Actually, funny story, when I was about 11 or 12, we had walk-up songs for my travel team.
As the 2-2 is waved on and missed by Arroyo, goes with the off-speed and gets him swinging. So that retires the side in the first inning. Trappers go down in order. We remain tied at 0. We will have Drew Copeland back with us for the top of the second inning. At least I believe we will. And we're going to head to a quick break. 0-0 our score. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. And we are back here after 1 inning of play, tied up at 0. And it's Logan McKeever back out for his second inning. And it'll be Dickinson up there to bat, the right fielder, Zach Dickinson. And after this first pitch, we'll let you get back to your story that we cut you off with, as that one's hit over to shortstop. Beavers makes the play, throw to first in time. So a first pitch ground out in the top of the second, the same thing we had in the bottom of the first. And that is the first out of the inning. So go ahead, take it away again with your story, Drew.
So back to walk-up songs. When I was about 11 or 12, I played for this travel team, and we had walk-up songs. And I didn't know we got to choose them, so my dad chose it for me. And he chose the song that says "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" by Rihanna.
Yeah.
First time I walked up there, I didn't know what it was.
That one's hit first pitch in the air to within the infield. And calling off everybody and making the play is the first baseman, Barraza. So 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the top of the second, and it looks like the baseball gods might be trying to keep you from telling your story with us moving along here pretty quickly.
Well, I didn't know what my walk-up song was, so I walk up to the plate for the first time, and I hear it, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, are you serious? Like, what is this song? Like, I was expecting something like country or like something, but I was not expecting that
You're
song
going up
at
there
all.
expecting like some Metallica or something, and you
Yeah,
get
just-
Rihanna. So were you in the zone for that at-bat, or do you even remember?
No,
Were you completely thrown off?
I was so thrown off. I was like, I didn't even know what to do at that point. I was kind of like, wow.
Oh, my goodness. That is so funny. You know, we didn't even have walk-up songs when I was in high school and any time beyond that because I lived in a tiny little town in Wisconsin. We didn't really have those.
Attaboy,
Didn't have the production value. As it's an 0-2 count already.
Logan's kind of shoving right now.
Definitely is. Up 0-2 in the count to Griffin Snyder. Looking in, out of the windup in the 0-2 pitch.
Just
Missed up and in. And so tomorrow for the team is the first off day of the season. So what's on the agenda? What's going on tomorrow with the team during the off day?
I think some of us might go fishing.
1-2 waved on a miss, goes breaking ball, got him flailing out in front. So another smooth inning for Logan McKeever, and we'll come back and talk more about the off day tomorrow when we take a quick break here. 0-0 our score. Logan McKeever sailing through 2 innings. We're going to go to the bottom of the second. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. So welcome back for the bottom of the second. We've got Anthony Barraza. So here in the bottom of the second inning, joined by Drew Copeland again, we've got Anthony Barraza up there in an 0-1 count. Second pitch of the at-bat, rather. That one misses low and away. Sometimes have a little bit of an overlap between breaks. Maybe miss a pitch or two, sometimes trying to get moving. The 1-1 to Barraza. Off speed, good take.
That's gracious.
You know what Anthony said to me probably about 25 minutes before the game? He said, Ryan, the wind is blowing out. For the first time, I'm going to try to get you a home run call. The 2-1. That one's hit well out to center. And it's going to be hanging up there a bit too long. Trying to give it a ride every time that it goes up in the air off Anthony's bat. You always think it could carry.
Yes.
He's got that power hitter swing. That one just hung up a bit too much and was a fly out for Dane Nakasuka. So that's the first out.
But back to our off day tomorrow.
Yes.
I think some of us are going to go fishing. Some of us will probably just hang out, play our PlayStations, Xboxes. I may grill out with the host family. You know, my host family is very nice. My host family's parents actually own Long Branch here in town, so
okay,
that's pretty nice. There's another sidearm.
It's 2 different release points.
Yes, it is.
Travis Herbert.
You don't see that. You don't see that from a lot of pitchers nowadays. They usually have, you know, they're either submarine or most guys are 3/4.
Completely changing up the arm angle.
Yeah,
from pitch to pitch. That one was back more straight over the top. We have a 1-1 count.
It can definitely be tough as a hitter, seeing it from multiple arm angles at the same time.
I know for me in MLB The Show, when I play the show, when I see Darren O'Day walking in there on the mound against me, I'm in trouble. Goes back to the sidearm, and that one missed outside. Do you play some MLB The Show?
Yes, I do.
So you understand when you see Darren O'Day walking out there, you're in a bit of pain.
If I see any submarine guy in MLB The Show, I'm like, well, here we go. I'm going home. Attaboy, get high.
2-1. Bounced it.
You know, Garrett's one of our 3 catchers, and we have 3 solid catchers, I'd say. Daniel, Garrett, and Carson, you know. They're all so good behind the plate. It's crazy. Like, you could literally pick any one, and they can catch any of us. Like, they all receive very well. They all block very well. They can throw guys out, you know.
3-1. That's chopped over to the right side. Snyder fields and throws over to first in time for out number 1. Or out number 2, actually, after we had the fly out from Anthony Barraza. So 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting for your
And we were talking about that last night, me and Jack Van Camp, who started 2 nights ago, talking about how important it is to have some chemistry between a pitcher and a catcher. And so it sounds like, on your perspective as well, that is a added bonus for this team.
Yeah, it definitely helped that Daniel caught me open the night for the last 2 innings, and then opened up last night and he caught me. So he kind of knew like what I throw and how I throw and stuff like that. So it did help a lot.
So we've got the lefty Will Hoke in there, and he takes a ball low and inside. 1-0 the count with 2 away here. Nothing to score in the bottom of the second. And I know we were going to have John Hunt on here around this time every game, but the players always supersede the microphone. And so we'll have John on here a little bit later, depending actually on how long Drew wants to stay. It's pretty much an open invitation, just whatever the vibe is.
Yeah.
This was a 3-0 count now. 3 straight misses low.
Well, Jack stayed up here for a good while last night.
Oh, he did.
So.
He got on the mic in the top of the 3rd. Initially said, oh, I'll stay till the 5th. And it was like, oh, I'll do the 7th. And it was like, oh, I'll stay through the 8th. And then he ended up staying until we had our rain delay. As that's a 4-pitch walk to Will Hoke, so a base runner on board now with 2 away.
Yeah, that rain delay was tough last night. You know, we were down 5-0, and then we scored 2, and they're in the bottom of the 7th, and then, you know, game gets called. So we had some momentum going there, and it just kind of killed it a little bit. So
what is the mindset then after you have something like that? What is the mindset going into a game like this one today?
It's kind of just carry over what we ended with last night. You know, we were really hitting the ball well at the bottom of the 7th. We were seeing pitches well, better than we did in the beginning of the game. You know, props to their pitcher last night. He kind of shut us down there.
It was Jarrett Brannon.
He went 3 up, 3 down there most innings with a little bit of help from his catcher. His catcher's got a can.
1-0 roped into left field for a 2-out base hit. So now 2 base runners aboard with 2 down in the second. CJ Kumbo through the left side of the infield between that 5-6 hole.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a pitcher's duel last night, if I'm being honest, you know.
Absolutely did. The one mistake that Jack Van Camp made up here last night was when in the 6th inning he said, boy, this game is moving really fast. Those are the famous last words all the time. It's a broadcaster's jinx, his first ever broadcaster's jinx. I'm sure that he learned his lesson after saying that. He'll probably never say this game is moving fast ever again when he's up here. With 2 runners on, the first pitch is swung on and missed from Maddox Mueller.
Yeah, last night, dude, my defense was amazing last night. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the record that we have one of the best outfields in the Expedition League. We had Maddox in left last night. He's probably one of the quickest people I think I've ever seen in my life.
There have been 2 times where I have thought there is no way that he's going to make it to a ball. He tracked one down, I think, over in left center a couple nights ago, and then last night as well. And I was thinking to myself, there's no way he makes this play, right? But then he just does.
Yeah, him, and then we had Gabe in center last night, and we had Jacob in right. You know, they were just locked down. So
we're going to get a quick step out here.
Anything up in the air, I was like, well, that's going to get caught.
I don't know. It looked like Maddox may have got some sand, some dirt in his eye a little bit. It's always uncomfortable.
Yeah, sometimes in college we would just do that to kind of slow down the game. If the pitcher was kind of in a groove, we would step out, you know, pretend to fix a contact or do our batting gloves or whatever it may be.
1-1 swung on and missed goes with a fastball. And does that look like 90 miles an hour to you? Because on my scouting report, all the research I was able to do, I saw that at a perfect game event he threw 90.
I mean, It's kind of tough to tell from up here. It would definitely be better if I was down in the dugout. So
Goes fastball once again and comes up empty there. So that's a strikeout, 2 in the inning. So 2 runners aboard with 2 away, and they are both stranded at first and second base. We're through 2 innings. 0-0 is our score going to the 3rd. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. We're through 2 innings here at Hyde Stadium, and we are tied at 0. Carson Gross leading it off, the left-handed hitting infielder for the Ragin Roosters. We've got Drew Copeland back up here for his 3rd inning, up in the booth with me giving some analysis. First pitch of the inning misses up and outside from Logan McKeever. And we were just talking during the break. I got a text from my producer, Heather, saying that there might be a bit of a storm system developing and heading this way. And this, of course, is less than 5 minutes after I was just talking about an announcer's jinx. And what did I say during the pregame show is that one's fouled off to the left side towards the team bus. And that
just missed the bus. Missed it.
I saw it bounce up. I think it hit off the road.
Oh, yeah.
So 1-2 is the count now.
It's dangerous parking over there.
But during pregame, I said I don't think that weather will be an influence tonight, as that's fouled off nearly the same exact spot up there onto Capitol. I think it's Drive. Is it Drive? Road? Street?
I thought it was Avenue.
Oh, so none of the 3 that I said. I mean, either one.
I think it's Avenue.
I know that the Capitol is back there somewhere, and that's the name of the street. The 1-2 pitch missed up and outside. The count now even at 2. What are you going with here in a 2-2 count?
Probably curveball low or slider.
So the 2-2 is inbound, and that one's
and those
flailed out there. Now, will it get down? Actually, it will be the shortstop. Beavers making the play, calling everybody off near the line. A tough play to make, a lot of ground to run, but making it look easy for the first out.
Tell you what, man, our defense is something else. I mean, it's just we also have depth at every position, so it helps. You know, we've got 3 or 4 guys who can play middle infield, 3 or 4 guys who can play the corners. I mean, you see, we have multiple outfielders that can play left, center, right. Doesn't matter.
We've seen kind of a revolving door of players subbed in every single night, getting guys action. First pitch swing, and that's popped up to the right side. Ranging out will be the second baseman, Kumbo, and he'll make the play out there probably about 30 or 40 feet onto the grass. So 2 outs, 2 fly balls, 2 long runs for the middle infielders.
I thought Jacob was going to call him off there for a second. Or not Jacob, sorry, Noah. Noah's in right field right now.
And I know that, obviously, for people who have played baseball, they know that communication on balls like that are very important in a situation like that, trying to make sure that you know who it is that is responsible for going after that. You don't want collisions. You'd probably rather have a ball drop in that situation than have a collision.
Yeah, that's one of those areas that we call the Bermuda Triangle of baseball. You know, it's 3 positions coming together, and somebody's got to call and make the catch. So
you see a large number of baseballs drop somewhere within that Bermuda Triangle.
Yes, you do.
There's 2 of them, actually. There's one over there in right and one over there in left.
Yeah.
Seen a ball hit kind of somewhere within the middle of both in the past 2 batters. Now we've got Dane Nakasuka, so we're back to the top of the order, and it's a 1-1 count with 2 down in the top of the 3rd. 1-1, that's ripped into left field for a 2-out base hit from Dane Nakasuka. We talked about Craig Kinney and how he has been a tough out this series. Dane Nakasuka has been equally as difficult.
Indeed, he has. You know, it was so tough to pitch around him last night. You know, he's a very good leadoff guy. He sees a lot of pitches. He makes contact. I mean, he hit for power. You saw the home run he hit the other night. He's kind of an all-around player, you know.
So that's the first hit of the night for the Ragin' Roosters. 1 hit apiece in this game. So a 2-out base runner. And McKeever steps off and just fakes a throw over there to first.
You know, I watched a clip the other night from the Oklahoma State and UCLA game.
Oregon State.
Sorry, Oregon State.
Be careful. Don't mix up those OSUs, especially with one that goes to one. But I gotcha. I think I know which one you're about to say.
And the pitcher stepped off to second with bases loaded, and they were up by 1. And he faked through it a second, and they called it a balk. And it brought in the tying run, and the next guy hit a 3-run bomb to win the game.
Did you happen to see the final score to that game?
It was like 25-22 or something like that.
I think that's exactly what it was. That is unreal. Have you ever played in a game that is anywhere remotely as high scoring as that one?
I don't think so. I mean, there's been games that have been like 12-11, you know, maybe 13-11, but I don't think I've ever been in a game where there's been more than 20 runs scored on one side.
Nakasuka takes off for second, and he's in there easily after it bounces away from the catcher. So that's an easy stolen base for Dane Nakasuka. He got a good jump, so it would have been a tough play down there anyway. So now a 2-out runner in scoring position in a 2-0 count for Caleb Herbert, the shortstop. And in this series, he is 1 for 8 with a single, scored 2 runs, walked twice, and struck out 3 times. And he's got a 2-0 count.
Yeah, he pitched against us the other night, and he threw pretty hard, if I'm being honest. He was probably running up there to the mid-upper 8s if I'm gonna say so.
The 2-0.
Had a boy, good
waved
spot.
on and
good
missed.
Spot. You know, as a pitcher, it's so tough to come back from counts like 2-0, 3-0, you know, because 2-0, you know, they're sitting on fastball, and, you know, all speed, sometimes you don't have it that day, so really all you have is a fastball sometimes.
2-1 chopped over to third.
Colby.
Throwing that one over
Good
across
play.
the diamond in time, so the Ragin' Roosters strand a runner on second base. And Logan McKeever gets out of the inning after giving up a 2-out single. We remain tied at 0. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. We're back here for the bottom of the 3rd in a 0-0 ball game. Andrew Beavers leading off the bottom of the third, and during that half inning, we had a bit of a mini game down there on the field where they had giant toothbrushes brushing off first and third, and then whoever brushed it off first, it was a race to second base to see who could win it.
And
I've never seen a game like that before.
the kid fell, actually.
He did. He wiped out pretty hard.
He lost his shoes first, then it got there, then he took a bit of a spill.
Happens to the best of us.
What a hack.
Big wave and a miss. Wind blowing out. And so a bit of a chance for some home run action.
There's
That was what
sidearm
that swing
again.
was.
There's that sidearm again.
Changing up the arm angle.
Beaver's actually another utility guy. He played right field the other night.
That one's ripped pretty well out to left.
Center.
Out to left center.
Yep.
And ranging in to make the play, Dane Nakasuga.
Yeah, he played right field the other night, and then he's played shortstop today, so,
Now batting
he's very versatile. Very versatile.
number 12, Connor.
And so back to the top of the order after that line out to center field. Connor Bendick batting. He grounded out to short in his first at bat. And I was just a bit distracted there, making sure that the audio is back up and running. First pitch misses. The righty Connor Bendick, that one misses. So the count now 2-0, one away here in the bottom of the third inning. We are tied.
This is one of those counts where it's just got to be right in your wheelhouse, and if you can give it a ride, then you swing at it.
2-0, off speed.
Oof.
Taken.
You don't see that a lot, You don't see a lot of 2-0 off speeds nowadays,
Switching up the pitch mix. The 2-1 goes with another one,
Good
and that
miss,
one
good
missed. It's very easy to get distracted up here with all the technology in front of you, all the
Yes, it
things
is.
trying to keep up at once. 3-1 misses in front of the plate for ball 4.
Boy, Connor.
Rolls to the backstop, but it's ball 4 anyway. So a one-out base runner. And now maybe the Trappers trying to get on the board first. Noah McCreary batting now. He's been a staple in the outfield this entire series.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's also been swinging it pretty well. A lot of the balls that he has hit have been hit very well.
And he's a lefty. Has a runner on first. The wind blowing out to right.
Seems to be a trend here in Pierre.
It certainly does. That one missed well
That one
inside.
almost got him.
So what has been your interpretation of how Hyde Stadium plays in terms of the pitcher's perspective?
It definitely favors pitchers when you're facing a righty, but definitely not a lefty. The guy who hit a home run last night, he pieced it up pretty well, and it looks like it just kept going and going and going. So, that was really one of the only bad pitches I made last night. I think he was sitting slider, and I got down 2-0 with fastballs, and I was like, all right, well, I broke one off for a strike, and then I broke another one off, and pretty sure he was sitting slider, and he took it for a ride. So
He did, and that was the one run that you gave up last night. And the 2-0, that's hit on the ground, and it is a nice play at second, a diving play, and the throw to first for the out.
What a play.
What a play from Snyder at second base, ranging deep into the hole. Gets a glove on it and gets up and throws him out from his knees.
one heck of a play. One heck of a play.
And that is a big timeout, because if that leaks through the infield, there is a chance. There's a chance that you get Connor to advance from first to third, perhaps.
Yes.
And so not only does that save a base hit, it also maybe keeps a runner from advancing to third. So a web gem there, and now 2 away for Gabriel Arroyo. Just unlucky for Noah McCreary. Just a better play made out there at second from Griffin Snyder. 0-1 count to Arroyo. That one missed well up.
Whoa.
Maybe slipped out of the hand a little bit.
Yeah, had a couple of those last night.
Does the rain, when it is raining, does the rain, how big of an effect does that have on you trying to grip the ball?
Oh, it has a really big effect. Throwing strikes in baseball definitely isn't easy, and it gets a lot harder when the ball's wet. So, it's not easy.
And so we've seen instances where the major leagues has changed up the baseballs, and there have been times where pitchers have complained about grip, and they're going to say that one got the back door, I think, with the off-speed pitch.
Wow.
Gabriel kind of giving a quick look back to the home plate umpire.
Yes, he did.
1-2 is the count. 2 away here. Runner on second, so a base hit could bring in the first run of the game. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So that will end the inning. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the game so far for Travis Herbert. We're through 3 innings, and we are still scoreless. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.
Leading off for the Ragin Roosters.
And we're back here for the top of the 4th inning, still tied up at 0, and it's the catcher Craig Kinney leading it off. This past half inning, we had some dogs out there on the field for Bark in the Park, right?
Yes.
Some animals out there on the field. Have you ever had any experiences with any mid-game, any animals running out onto the field, any sort of weird stuff like that? Because you never know.
No, I've not. But back home we have the Baltimore Orioles AAA in Norfolk, Virginia. It's about 45 minutes from the house, and they have Bark in the Park all the
That's
time.
hit into the left center field, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall for extra bases. So it'll probably be a double for Craig Kinney to lead off the 4th inning, and he has been a tough out this entire series, and he ripped one.
That kick can hit.
Ripped one just over the head of Beavers at shortstop, and it rolled all the way out there to the Long Branch sign in left center field. So a leadoff double.
Yeah, that kid was a tough out last night. He's been a tough out all series. So
he's been racking up hits left and right, and now it's Sage McMinn who went yard yesterday, a tall left-handed hitter.
Yes, he did.
And so I just got a text that the Herberts are not brothers. Thank you so much for that, because I did not know. Would you mind, Summer, is there any relation there in the YouTube chat? Would you mind letting me know? And then also, hello to my friend that was up in the box with me last night during the rain delay. Yes, of course, I remember you. You had the headset on with me, helping me out. I appreciated that. That's ripped into left field, and that will drop for a base hit as well. But Craig Kinney will hold up at third base. So runners on the corners with no outs after back-to-back singles. Or after back-to-back hits. One of them an extra base hit, and that one a single.
Now batting for the Ragin Roosters, the right fielder, number 7, Zach Dickinson.
So Zach Dickinson up there. And so, yeah, like I said, Summer, if you just let me know if there's a relation between the Herbert brothers. or not brother. Since they're not brother, just let me know what the relation is, or if there is not one.
That a boy, good spot.
First pitch in there for a called strike to Zach Dickinson. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. 0-0 our score. Will it remain that way? We'll have to wait and see. Zach Dickinson hits that one on the ground. Could be two, and it's bobbled, and they will just get the out at second. So ranging over to the right was Beavers.
Yes.
That one took a bit of a hop on him. Bobbled it a little bit, but able to stay composed and get an out. But that is the first run of the game on a fielder's choice. So 1-0 is the score on the fielder's choice. And so now it will be Jarrett Brannon. He pitched last night, and he's back in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, he was very solid on the mound last night.
So 1 run in here in the top of the 4th for the Roosters. First pitch misses outside. See, now you see it's very easy to be distracted by all the things going on around you.
Yes, it is.
Kind of become my producer for the YouTube stream, updating the innings and the score. Put up that first run on the board without me even having to say anything or look over there. The 1-0 breaking ball missed inside.
Like a slider.
So 2-0 the count. Jarrett Brannon. The makings perhaps of a big inning. The runner on first.
Come on. That boy.
That's in there for a strike. Goes with a fastball and gets on the right side of the count. 2-1. Pick over to first. Trying to check up there on Dickinson. Nothing doing though. And Jarrett Brannon, we mentioned his performance on the mound last night. But in each of the first 2 games, he drove in the first runs of the game for the Ragin Roosters. That one sliced foul towards the cars, heads up there. It hit off the top of the cage and stayed in the park.
Thought that was going to get out there and get a car there for a second.
It looked like it was headed that way. If all the foul balls can just stay over to the left side and not the right, then I'm okay with that. So a 2-2 count. Trying to work back after being down 2-0 in the count. The 2-2 missed just upstairs. So a 3-2 count. If it's you out there on the mound, what are you going with in a 3-2?
Depends on what I'm feeling. You know, last night the slider was working very well. I kind of relied on that a lot. I would throw it for a lot of first pitches.
3-2, rubbed over to second base. Kumbo makes the play and throws it over to first for the second out.
I guess he was stealing.
They're probably, with how hard that one would have been, with how hard that was hit, there probably would have been a play at second.
Yeah, he had to have been stealing.
So taking off pays off for Zach Dickinson as he avoids grounding into the double play. Instead, just the out at first for the second out of the inning. So now Griffin Snyder, who made a heck of a play at second base this past half inning, taking a hit off the board. The first pitch.
Side.
That one missed in. So 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning, 1-0 the score. 2 hits in the inning. The 1-0, that's hit over to third.
Another one.
Colby makes the play. Throws it over to first in time for the third out of the inning. So the Ragin Roosters do put up 1 on the board, but nothing more. They strand a runner on second base. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 the score. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Good. And welcome back in here for the bottom of the 4th inning. We've got Anthony Barraza leading it off, and he takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Barraza flew out to center field last time. A high pop-up, and that's a big swing and a miss. He's going for the fences today.
Yes, he is.
Trying to be that first home run for the Trappers of the season.
He's definitely got the power. He has showcased it in BP plenty of times. First day, he was here, hit like 9 bombs in BP.
The 1-1 off speed missed outside. So in the situation, if it ever were to come up in extra innings where we have that home run derby swing off, Anthony would absolutely be on that list. 2-1 chopped foul.
Depends on where the wind's going. Because if the wind plays like it likes to here in Pierre, South Dakota, we're probably going to have to put 3 lefties up there because
it's been blowing out to the right most of the time. So 2-2 is our count. Anthony Barraza, the power hitter, the 2-2, waved on and missed. It goes off speed, gets him swinging over the top. So that is a strikeout to start off the 4th inning. And that is the 4th strikeout of the game for the pitcher, Travis Herbert, who, as I have been informed in my chat, thankfully been informed in my chat that they are not brothers. Of course, I'm talking about Travis Herbert and Caleb Herbert. I appreciate that. And if you were to know what the relation is or if there is any, just let me know so I can fix that. First pitch.
That's a good spot.
In there for a strike to Garrett Arnold. Oh, 1 off speed.
A little breaking ball.
So what is your favorite pitch to throw?
Probably my slider.
Slider.
You know.
Chopped foul there.
It's usually my better off speed. You know, I throw a slider and also throw a knuckle curve. So usually my sliders are kind of my go-to. Get some swing and misses sometimes. Get some looks. You know.
So
I just feel like I can throw it any time on a strike. Any time for a strike, really.
the 1-2, check swing, appeal down, and he did not go. So the count now 2-2. And this is a question that I asked Jack Van Camp last night when he was up here with me. Which is more satisfying, a strikeout looking or a strikeout swinging?
Probably a strikeout looking.
That's exactly what he said too. That one's hit out to right, and it'll drift
don't hit my car.
Foul out of play. And now, see, it's your car that's in danger now, not just me.
Yeah, my car's over there by the batting cage, so.
So you parked it a bit close there.
A little bit.
I don't think that one hit anything there. I think it dropped harmlessly over in the grass. 2-2 again, off speed, and that one just dropped in there to the top of the strike zone for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts to start off the inning for Travis Herbert. So now with 2 away, we've got Will Hoke up there. He walked in his first at-bat. The lefty. And Will, actually, funny enough, told me last night during our rain delay that he went to high school with one of the people that I go to school with at Oklahoma State, and that is in my sports media program. And that one misses. Will from Oklahoma City, so it makes sense. An Oklahoma kid. So 1-0 is the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, 1-0 to score. The Trappers trailing.
Good boy, good eye.
That one missed low as well. Similar locations on back-to-back pitches. Nice takes both times for the lefty, Will Hoke. He plays first base, but he's designated hitting tonight.
Yeah, he's a really solid defensive first baseman over there. You know, he picks a lot of things. He keeps the ball in front of him if he has to. You know, so.
And first base is not an easy position to play. You played corner infield before you were a pitcher, so you would know.
Yeah, I did. I played first base my sophomore year of high school, and then I played a little bit of my senior year.
That's a 4-pitch walk for Will Hoke. So a 2-out base runner.
Yeah, I played first base sophomore year, then I played first and third, and pitched my senior year.
So what brought about the pitching phase of things that has now transitioned over into this summer?
Well, I got to college at Mid-Atlantic Christian, and you know it's college, and there was just guys who were better than me, and coaches were like, "Look, you know these guys are a little bit better." Not trying to be rude, they were just being honest, and I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna find a way back out there in the field," and you know I came in as a pitcher as well, so, and I got one start against Southern Virginia, probably halfway through the season. And it was a pretty solid start. And then I started another game against Kentucky, got my first college win. And then from there on, I've just been a starter ever since. So
We've got a 2-0 count now to C.J. Kumbo, the second baseman, with a runner on after the 2-out walk. 2-0. That one's in there for a strike. Finally back in the strike column is Travis Herbert. He'd thrown 6 consecutive balls before that one. 2-1. Check swung back to the pitcher. Herbert makes the play and just casually throws it over to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So an unfortunate check swing that is put in play for C.J. Kumbo. And that will retire the side in the 4th inning. So the Trappers strand a runner on first base. Nothing beyond that, though. We're through 4. 1-0 is our score. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. We're back here at Hyde Stadium in Pierre, South Dakota for the top of the 5th inning. 1-0 is our score. Ragin Roosters lead, and Carson Gross is leading us off here in the 5th. Logan McKeever still out there, and that one's nubbed, and that will drop just beyond the dirt. So jammed him up a little bit off the inside, off the handle, and it just dropped past Colby Rich at 3rd. That's one of those, in MLB The Show terms, we call a very late jammed hit right there.
it's Connor at 3rd, not Colby.
Is it Connor?
I kept saying Colby.
Ah, look at us.
They threw kind of the same, so got me a little confused.
Look at us. So that one dropped just over the head of Connor Bendick. And after the leadoff single, Nick Eastham is batting. That much I know for sure. And a 1-0 count. Logan McKeever picks over to first. Nothing doing. One added advantage of being up here with me, and said other than just being able to do what you do best, and that is talk. You get to be here in the AC.
Yes, it is.
Out of the sun, out of the humidity, the heat.
Oh, you want to talk about humidity? Humidity back home is horrible. It's so bad.
I probably personally, as we're taking off here on the pitch, and a play down at second, not in time, so that's a stolen base for Carson Gross. If we're talking about humidity, I would probably rather be in I'd probably rather be in 100-degree weather with 0% humidity than 75 and 100% humidity.
Yeah. It can be like 90 back home, but like with humidity, it'll feel like it's like 101 or 102.
And humidity just makes you feel gross too.
Yeah, it
makes you feel like, as I like to say, like you've been dipped in super glue.
Yeah, it gets super sweaty.
The 2-0, that's hit within the infield. Will it stay
here?
in play? It's not going to. Drops foul out of play to the right side.
I think a kid caught it.
Good hands, good heads-up play. Anthony Barraza tried to make a play on it, but ran out of room.
Got a little nervous over here, didn't you? Your car's back there.
It is back there. It's pretty much straight behind me this way.
Really?
So I see one start looping up this way. That's when I'm going to start to really be sweating. I'm tempting fate every time I park over there, but I haven't changed it. Runner on second, nobody out in the top of the fifth.
Ooh.
That runs in and gets him in the
Got him.
lower back, and that's a
He's not
aggressive
happy
bat
about that
flip.
one.
Did not like that. Not a good spot to be hit in, the lower back area. It's never fun really to be hit anywhere, but especially with a fastball that gets down there near the lower spine. Those are never fun. So runners on first and second. Do you have any stories of like, the worst place that you've been hit by pitch?
Oh, yes. Oh, so I was probably, I think I was 11 or 12, and we were playing in this tournament in, I think it was Morehead City, North Carolina. And I was hitting, and I was facing like a 6-foot-tall 12-year-old. Like, I don't even think this kid was 12, to be honest. And he's like, from like 46 feet, he's throwing like 70.
Oh,
And
my Lord.
I'm up there to bat, and he throws me inside fastball, hits me right on the elbow, like straight on the bone, and it did not feel good.
Swelling up immediately,
I told
starting to tense up.
I told my dad after, I said, Dad, we gotta go buy me an elbow guard.
Did you rub it is the question. As that's hit over to first, a chance at 2-1. That's in time. Over to second, not in time, but they do get the fielder's choice at second base. So nice play over there by Anthony Barraza, the first baseman. Gets Nakasuka into a fielder's choice, so Nakasuka does reach, but there is one out after Nick Eastham goes down. Runners on the corners with one away.
You know, I tried not to rub it, but it just
Hey, it
hurt
makes sense.
so bad.
You want to hear a quick story about my worst hit by pitch? It was my senior year of high school. We were playing against a team. They're named Waupun. They win state pretty much every single year. They win the state championship in Wisconsin in our division pretty much every year. And it's probably March. So it's cold outside, and it's a night game. And so it was probably, as McKeever steps off and checks on Nakasuka, who doesn't even go back to the bag, just kind of stays where he is.
Wow.
Runners on the corners.
It's
an alpha move by Dane Nakasuka,
Heard
just
that.
staying where he's at. And so it's probably 40 degrees outside, and so you know that things hurt worse when it's cold.
Yes. Oof, that one just missed.
Caleb Herbert takes that one outside.
That wouldn't
And
be-
so the pitcher probably was throwing about lower 80s, somewhere around there. And it's the first pitch of the game. I'm the leadoff hitter. First pitch of the game goes fastball, slips it out of the hand, and hits me right between the shoulder blades. As that one's ripped into left field, and that'll be an RBI base hit for Caleb Herbert.
Oof.
Tried to get a throw in there from the left fielder Mueller. It was cut off, though. And that allowed for Carson Gross to score standing up. So score now 2-0. Ragin Roosters lead after the RBI base hit from Caleb Herbert. So these last couple of innings, the Ragin Roosters have been getting some action on the bases.
This is such a tough game for us because, I mean, we used a lot of our pitching here in the first 3 games. You had Caleb, who started game well and did a phenomenal job. So
That's hit up the middle. Going to be a tough play.
What a
Diving
play,
and
Beaver.
this throw to
Atta
second
boy.
is in time. What a play.
good play, Beaver.
And that was
Wow.
the shortstop, Andrew Beavers, laying out there, getting dirty and flipping it from his stomach to second base.
What a play.
So that is out number 2. And runners now on the corners with 2 away.
Yeah, Caleb threw game 1. I think he threw close to 100 pitches. He threw very well. And then you had Jack, who threw 2 nights ago. He threw close to 100 as well. So, you know, It's just tough because a lot of our pitchers are still playing college ball. They're still in their conference tournaments, and some of them are in national tournaments and such. So it's kind of tough right now.
Absolutely. And the Ragin Roosters only traveled with 13 guys, so they're having to cycle through their pitchers as well.
That's insane.
It's usually how it goes in the early season with these summer leagues. You have players that are arriving kind of at their own rate.
For only having 13 guys, we're playing very well this weekend.
Definitely are. They've taken the past 2 games in the series, and they're ahead 2-0 here in the final game.
Yeah, that opening night win felt very good though, you know.
Absolutely.
That one's outside.
Sage McMinn
Had a pretty good crowd there on opening night. I think we had 800 people, something like that.
818 from John Hunt, who just so happened to be in the perfect place at the right time to give us that number.
But getting the strikeout as the last out of the game was very fun, you know. Seeing the crowd get on their feet, clapping with 2 strikes, you know. That's something I've never had before.
So I'm sure that was a bit of a surreal, cool moment for you.
Yes, it was.
So we've got a 2-2 count with 2 away in the top of the 5th for Sage McMinn.
Your buddy who was up here last night said he is also from Wisconsin.
Interesting. Okay. Another Wisconsin kid. Like to hear it. And a great play from Mr. Beavers indeed. Fantastic play.
Yeah, me and him have the same first name, actually. You know, my actual first name is Andrew, but
you go by Drew.
Everybody calls me Drew, so yes. Just missed.
That was a great pitch, just missed inside. So the count runs full.
3-2. So
a walk here would load the bases with 2 outs.
Runner at first base going to be taken off right here on the pitch.
So anything maybe put into the gap, a chance to score 2.
Yes, it does.
McMinn, the lefty. Runner is in motion, and that one just missed outside.
Well.
So 2 close misses, and you can tell that Logan McKeever wanting to take a second to breathe after that one, taking a quick walk around the mound, taking his time to adjust. Just missed that one, and so now we've got the bases loaded with 2 away. Nakasuka is at third, Craig Kinney, the catcher, at second, and Sage McMinn at first. Those have really been the three guys this entire series who have done the most damage offensively, and they're occupying each of the 3 bases. That's chopped foul towards the third base side. Big opportunity here for Zach Dickinson, the right fielder, trying to add on some insurance runs. Already 2-0. A shout out to Andrew Beavers' Nana from Tennessee.
I like Tennessee. I have family in Tennessee, actually.
Where at in Tennessee? She probably would know.
Close to Kingsport.
And that one missed in the dirt. The count even now at 1-1.
Oh! Did he get him?
Throw down to third, and they are going to say he is out.
What
and you saw Logan
McKeever.
Logan McKeever walking off the mound, tapping his head as if he was doing a big brain maneuver, and that is exactly what it was.
I kind of missed that. I was talking about Tennessee, and I happened to look up, and the play just happened.
And I looked down for a second to update my scorebook. I look up, I see Nakasuka sliding back into third base, and I guess he just got caught sleeping out there, didn't get back in time. You remember earlier in the half inning, he was over at first base, and Logan stepped off, and he didn't even go back to first. Maybe the same type of situation. Maybe Logan remembered that. So 2-0 our score after the pick over to third base to end the inning. We're going to take a quick break here, as we've kind of talked into this break. Take a quick break, and we'll be back for the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, Urban 92.7. And we are back here for the bottom of the 5th inning. The Ragin' Roosters scored 1 run in the top of the 5th. It was an RBI base hit. And I believe it was Carson Gross scored the run, and it was an RBI single from Caleb Herbert. So the Trappers trying to cut into the 2-run deficit, and it is Maddox Mueller who is leading things off. And it was brought to my attention over the commercial break by my producer, Heather. I never finished my story about getting hit by pitch in the worst spot possible. March game, Wisconsin, cold, guy who throws in the 80s. First pitch of the game, I'm a right-handed hitter, and it runs in and hits me right between the shoulder blades. Oof. And it dropped me to my knees immediately.
Goodness gracious.
Dropped straight down, basically turned into a sack of potatoes, and I needed a good minute or so to get back up.
Oof,
and make my quick trot to first. And I promise you that I did rub it. Promise. Promise. And it was only like 4 or 5 years ago, so I don't have the excuse of being a kid. I rubbed it because I was in pain. I broke all the rules, but sometimes it happens. We've got a 2-run count to Maddox Mueller. Hits over to third base.
Oh.
Backhand play, still tough, and a long throw bounces and off of the bag. So Carson Gross tried to go backhand, and it hit off the heel of the glove.
Speed kills, tell you what.
And Maddox Mueller does have pretty much all the speed you could ask for.
I heard he runs a 6'5", 60-yard dash.
That's
quick.
Electric.
6.5.
That one.
We're not going to talk about my 60-yard dash times.
Oh, blazing it. I'm trying to figure out whether we should rule out on a hit or an error. It was a backhanded play, so it was not the most routine thing in the world, and Maddox has some speed. We're going to go with a base hit there.
Okay.
That's what we're going to go with. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would. And that ball's outside.
Andrew Beavers with a runner on first base. After the base hit, we're going to score it.
From Athens, Tennessee.
So for Miss Lisa, Andrew's Nana, he's up to bat right now.
Oof, what a swing.
Big swing.
Yeah, he goes to Milligan University. They play in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, so they play with teams like Monterey, St. Andrews, Tennessee Wesleyan. We played Monterey.
Taking off, and we got to play a second and in time, and so it looked like Maddox was taking off, and so Herbert just simply stepped off and fired it over to second base, and that was all she wrote. So that is the first out of the inning. Maddox Mueller caught stealing. And so Andrew Beaver's still up to bat.
I would just wait till
but no runners on base. That one runs in and gets him on the leg. So a runner on first base now. Maddox Mueller was thrown out at second for the first out, but hit by pitch for Andrew Beavers. So with one away, a base runner now. So we're back to the top of the order for Connor Bendick, and he is 0 for 1 in this game. He walked in the third.
What a walk-up song. This would get me going.
Not as good as Party in the USA, though, right?
Yeah. Party in the USA is a banger.
First pitch.
Boy.
And taken. Connor Bendick playing third base tonight after, for a couple innings, we initially thought that it was not. We thought it was Colby Rich playing third base just out of, I don't know. Even though we knew Connor was in the lineup. Yeah. Now it bounces away and gets away from Kenny, the catcher, and that allows for an easy advance to second for Andrew Beavers.
This is, we need this run right here.
Down 2-0 in the fifth. This
would be a big run, That's kind of what happened last night. You know, we were down, we scored, and then the game got called, so it was rough.
If you didn't have the pickoff to second base, you could have runners on second and third with no outs. And that puts you in a great position to tie the game.
You know, baseball's baseball.
2-0 fastball missed. 3-0, and I would assume that Connor will probably take all the way here.
I don't know. I've seen some guys get 3-0 green lights, and they it's funny when guys get 3-0 green lights, and then they pop up, and coach is not very happy with them.
Oh, yeah, that's – the 3-0 is a fastball right in there and taken. That is up there, I think, from my experience. That would be up there with failing to get down a bunt for things that would make the coach the most upset. Any other ones you can think of?
Not really. Oh, probably like running to third for the last out of the game. You know?
Oh, yes. 3-1, and that's in there for a strike as well. And, we actually did have that where the final out was at third base.
Yeah, that was
2 nights ago.
Yeah.
It was strike
rough.
him out, throw him out at third.
That was rough.
Would have been the tying run. Got a bit too aggressive with it. And I get the sentiment, trying to take third to be 90 feet away, hoping that there's still just one out.
Whoa,
and that looked really strange,
that?
and that's lifted into center field. Nakasuka ranges under, makes the play, and we're going to get a fake tag, so nothing going. And we both were kind of thrown off there. Travis Herbert looked like he was going to pick back to second.
Like
really rotated back there, and
like
then delivered home.
Like a little Johnny Cueto move there.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. We've seen him mixing up his delivery, his
sidearm.
He's
got a repertoire.
It's interesting. Throws you off a little bit.
Yes, it does.
So 2 away in the inning. Andrew Beavers is at second base. And Noah McCreary up to bat. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Grounded out twice. First pitch missed.
Curveball.
Inside. 1-0 is the count.
Yeah, so when I was back to the whole bunt thing, back when I was 10, I was playing for this team called the Virginia Explosion.
Okay.
It was a tie ball game in the bottom of the 6th, bases loaded with no outs, and the coach gives me bunt sign, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, are you serious? Like, I mean, because I was the slowest kid on the team, I was like, did you just give me bunt sign? And he's like, yeah, so it was a squeeze play, and I ended up getting the bunt down, and we ended up winning the game. And
that's hit out there to center field. Nakasuka ranging back towards the track. Goodness 1 foot on the track and makes the catch. So a deep fly out to center field from Noah McCreary. We've seen a couple of them out there for Nakasuka that have just died before the wall. Maybe if the wind was blowing a bit more that way, that one could have carried out there, but instead it is a long fly out for the 3rd out of the inning. So we are through 5. 2-0 is our score in favor of the Ragin Roosters. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. We are through 5 innings of play here in the final.
What's the umpire pointing at?
I think we're getting a substitution out there. Yeah, we're getting some substitutions, so the umpire, that's what they usually do when you get subs. Okay. They point up to the box where we're at, and they signal other guys coming in. So it looks like I think we're going to have.
Trevor's at second. Trevor Seagraves.
Yep, Trevor Seagraves is at second. And I think we've got some new outfielders, too. I think Jacob Griffin might be out there in right now.
Yeah, and then Colby is now in left, not a third. He's in left.
Colby is in left. So we will have some defensive changes.
I think that's Connor at shortstop.
I believe that's right. And the first pitch is lined into left center
drilled.
field, and that will get down for a base hit, but cut off in center field.
By Noah. That boy, you
That was
play.
Noah McCreary in center field, and he cuts that one off to keep it at just a single. But still, the leadoff man reaches after the base hit into left center field. And so Zach Dickinson, he was in a 1-2 count last inning, but then that pickoff over to third into the inning, so he got a chance to bat there in the 6th and came through with a base hit. 2-0 is our score. Ragin' Roosters lead.
Ooh, just missed.
Off speed drops in. Just missed. Tried to get it up to drop into the top part, but it did not. The 1-0, that's roped into right center field. That's going to be trouble, and that's going to roll all the way up to the wall. Dickinson rounding second, heading to third. He's rounding third, but it's a hard round, and he's going to go back to third base. So that is a double off the bat of Jarrett Brannon. And now there's runners on second and third with still nobody out.
That one was roped.
And a nice play in right field by Jacob Griffin to play it off the bounce and get it in and not allow for Dickinson to score from first. You're still in a tough situation here. 2 guys in scoring position, nobody out. And you've got Griffin Snyder up there to bat for the 3rd time in this game. So what is, if you're a pitcher in a situation like this where you've got 2 runners in scoring positions, no outs, what is your expectation for a successful inning in a situation like this?
Just pound its zone low, try and get ground balls, fly balls, just don't leave anything. Ooh, that one just missed.
Try to drop it in there.
Don't leave anything hanging right over the middle, work both corners. That's what I tried to do last night. I was just trying to work inside, outside. Just try and limit the damage as much as you can, really. That's all you can do at this point.
McKeever delivers, goes
That's a
off
good
speed.
pitch
That
right
dropped
there.
in there.
Looked like a slider there.
So the count even at 1-1. Runners on second and third with no outs for the Ragin' Roosters.
Tired.
I bet you are. Pitching last night, that runs in, and that one hit him, and he flips the
Jeez,
bat
not happy
angrily
about that
too.
This team does not like to get hit.
They do not.
I mean, it's free bases.
And so now you've got a situation, bases loaded, nobody out. See how you can get out of this one. Situation like this arose last night in the 7th.
Yes, it did.
Bases loaded, no outs, and 4 runs scored in the inning. We'll see if they can limit it to fewer than 4. Down 2-0. Carson Gross up there. He singled and scored the second run of the game. Actually, yeah, the second run of the game.
Looks like the infield's going to be in here. That's a good spot
fired
right
in there for a strike, so it gets ahead 1-0 in the count. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here in the top of the 6th. The 0-1, that's in there.
That's a good
for
pitch.
a called strike 2. Goes up and outside.
Right now, I'm probably going to go a high and in fastball, Some of them couldn't lay off of them last night, so I kind of kept going back to that with 2 strikes,
We'll see where McKeever goes on the 0-2. He does go upstairs and gets the swing and miss.
Told you.
Wizard.
They cannot lay off of that high cheese for nothing.
So goes upstairs just like my partner Drew Copeland said. And that's the first out of the inning, and a big first out, because now
That
you
is a
have
big
maybe a chance, maybe a chance to try and roll up a double play here and get out of this thing.
As Andrew Beaver just came up behind me, surprised me a little bit.
Telling you you're doing a good job?
He kind of scared me a little bit. I didn't know he was back there. He's been quiet. Oof.
Breaking ball, first
That's a
pitch in there,
great
taken
pitch
for
right
strike
there.
1.
Right now, you're just trying to get another ground ball. See if your middle infield can turn a double play here. Corner's got to go home right here. And if it's hit back to the pitcher, go 4 and then go 1.
Corners are playing in. Up near the grass, the 0-1. Tries to go outside, just missed that. Just missed that low and outside corner.
Off the plate just a bit, off the plate.
Nick Eastham is the batter. Dane Nakasuka is on deck.
Yeah, I told Logan before the game, I was like, look, if you get a 0-2, 1-2 count, they like to chase a high fastball, so.
We've got a 1-1. Goes off speed, gets a swing and a miss.
There we
Strike
go.
2.
Let's see what he does here.
1-2, and get a cheer from the crowd, trying to will their pitcher Logan McKeever through this inning.
See if he goes back upstairs with the fastball.
It was bases loaded, nobody out. Now it's bases loaded, 1 out, and a 1-2 count. Trying to get back-to-back strikeouts. The 1-2 goes down, and a nice block made by the catcher, Arnold. So 2-2 our count. Crowd clapping, cheering on their starting pitcher, Logan McKeever, who is in his 6th inning. Looking in for the sign, taking his time before firing the 2-2. Goes up and in, laid off by Eastham. And so the count now full. And I assume we're going to have a meeting out here to figure out what you want to do, 3-2. Got nowhere to put him. So in a situation like this, do you just go with your best stuff, your most confident stuff?
Got to.
And so we'll see what that might be.
Really depends on what
for Logan McKeever.
It's going to depend on what the batter's sitting on here right now. Is he sitting slider or is he sitting fastball?
Just depends.
If I'm the hitter, I'm probably sitting fastball.
3-2 the count. Bases loaded. Nowhere to put him. 3-2 runs in and hits him.
He hits him.
Was up in the count 1-2. Just lost the grip, I think, of that off-speed pitch.
Looks like we got some action out there in the bullpen.
Getting somebody warmed up. And it looks like, I believe, Jackson Mix. So that brings in a run on the hit by pitch.
And now we're back to the top of the lineup.
And Dane Nakasuka, we've talked about him already on this broadcast. 3-0 the score now in the top of inning number 6. One away. Nakasuka hits one to the right side. Seagraves bobbles it a little bit and throws over to first. Only play he can make. So a run does score on the RBI ground out.
You have 4, right?
Yep, 4-0 is our score now. So now runners on second and third with 2 away after the RBI ground out.
Attaboy. Oof, just missed
that one
inside.
Just missed in. To Caleb Herbert, he singled in the last inning. 1 for 3 in total. 2 runs in here in the 6th. 4-0 our score. Breaking ball, that one drops in. 1-1.
There we go.
7 hits on the night for the Roosters, just 1 for the Trappers. The 1-1 goes down. But it's laid off. 2-1 the count. And you do have a base if you need it for Caleb Herbert, so it's not.
But I mean, look who's on deck.
But you've got Craig Kinney on deck, and he has been on fire this entire series. He doubled earlier in this game and came on to score the first run.
Just missed.
That one just missed as well. So 3-1 is the count now. And as I mentioned, you do have an open base, but not one that you really want to use here.
Yeah, you gotta go after this guy right now.
Jackson Mix up in the bullpen. Logan McKeever 3-1. That one's roped into the right
Looks
field.
like
Jacob Griffin in and makes the play.
Jacob.
So that is a line out to right field to end the inning. A nice play made on the run from Jacob Griffin, and that ends the inning. So 2 runs do score for the Roosters. 4-0 the score. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. And we're back here for the bottom of the 6th inning. Trappers trailing 4-0 against the Ragin Roosters. And
Colby is now.
it's going to be Colby Rich batting now for Gabriel Arroyo. So our first, actually, I think for Noah McCreary. Ooh, that one's hit to the right side, but caught on the line by Sage McMinn. So now we will have Anthony Barraza.
I'm also sitting here watching another Expedition League game between the Red River Pilots and the Sioux Valley Saber Dogs, I want to say.
And you do have some friends that are on the Pilots, is that right?
I have 5 college teammates that play for the Pilots.
Wow, so you're going to get to see them shortly.
Yes, indeed.
In just, I think, a couple of weeks, actually.
Ooh, what a swing by Anthony. But yeah, we
Big hack.
got a buddy who's a catcher, a first baseman, outfielder slash pitcher.
The 0-1 to Barraza.
Then a
Off-speed taken.
A utility guy and then another pitcher. So
Don't think that he was expecting the off-speed there. An 0-2 count to Barraza. He struck out his last at-bat.
come on, man.
0-2 breaking ball. Takes that one for strike 3.
Huh.
Fooled him on the past 2 pitches. Didn't like that one, though.
May have been a little high.
Slams the bat handle in frustration, understandably. So that is a strikeout. And so now it'll be Garrett Arnold, the catcher. And since the 3rd inning 2 nights ago, the bats have kind of gone cold for the Trappers in the past 21 innings, scoring just 4 runs. That one's line foul to the left side. Hit well, but bounced off that wooden wall.
You know, we scored 13 runs that first game, and it's just kind of slowed down ever since, really. The second game we had, what, 8 runs?
Yep, had 6 in that 3rd inning, and then from there he scored 6 in the 3rd, and from there he scored 4 runs since that point. Breaking ball missed. 1-1 the count.
I mean, sometimes it happens. It's just baseball, you know.
Exactly right. They've got 2 outs.
Sometimes you have your day, sometimes you don't.
4-0 the score. Listening to Trappers Baseball, driven by the Office of Highway Safety, River 92.7 KGFX FM Pierre. Seatbelt save lives. Buckle up every time. That's the 2nd time now on the air in total. That one's hit.
That one looks like
to the right side. Will it stay in play? McMinn, he does make the catch right up against the dugout. So that will end the inning. So nothing doing for the Trappers in the bottom of the 6th. So we're going to go to the 7th inning. 4-0 our score. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. We are through 6 innings here at Hyde Stadium in Pierre, South Dakota. The score is 4-0 in favor of the visiting North Iowa Ragin Roosters. And it's Craig Kinney, the catcher, getting things started here in the top of the 7th inning. He doubled and walked in this game and also reached on a fielder's choice. So reached base safely in all 3 of his at-bats so far. Logan McKeever back out for the 7th. And that one misses in the dirt and rolls to the backstop. 1-0 the count. We've still got Drew Copeland up here. He was a starter from last night, went 6 innings, gave up 1 run on 2 hits and struck out 5. And Kinney launches that one out to center, but backing up to make the play is McCreary.
Attaboy.
So a fly out to center field.
One of probably the toughest out on this team. Toughest guy to get out on the team.
And that's a fly out. So a quick first out for Logan McKeever, who had bases loaded, nobody out in the last inning, and allowed just 2 to score. So I guess you could call that a mini victory considering the situation.
Yes, yes, indeed.
So Sage McMinn up now, and he has reached in his last 2 at-bats.
Spot.
But the first pitch in there for a strike, so McKeever gets ahead.
But yeah, this road trip is gonna be a long one. I'll say that.
It is. 9 days in total. Big swing and a miss from McMinn.
I think we go 9 days on the road and come back for 1 and then go back
And
on
have
the road
3.
for another 4 or 3, something like that.
Yep.
So
That is right, and I'll be with you guys for the trip. So I'm sure that we can go chat up whatever visiting press box there is.
Good miss.
Just
Very
missed
good
on that
miss.
one. 1-2, the count now to Sage McMinn. 4-0. The 1-2 goes outside.
Low.
Just missed that one as well.
Like maybe a changeup right there.
2-2. 1 out. Top 7. 2-2. Goes up and misses. So it was 0-2, and it is now 3-2. Trying not to lose them here. Sage McMinn. Payoff pitch, spiked it. So that is a walk.
Well, you trying to break off a slider right there.
McMinn reaches via the walk for his 2nd straight plate appearance. And Jackson Mix was out there throwing in the past
So he's doing
for the top of the 6th inning, and here in the top of the 7th, it looks like he's stretching out there. Still trying to stay warm, stay loose. Zach Dickinson, he singled and scored
ball outside.
in his last at-bat. and he had an RBI fielder's choice in the 4th. In a 1-0 count.
Oof.
That one missed up and in for ball 2. So before you got here, is this the first time you'd ever been to South Dakota?
Yes, it is.
And what have been your thoughts being here? Waved
you know,
on and missed.
it's pretty nice. It's kind of like home, you know, small town. Everybody kind of knows everybody. It's pretty cool that the governor lives on the corner, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you go down Capitol, take a left, and then the governor's house is literally right there. So
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't been over that way.
It's massive.
I'll have to go look. Maybe after this game. 2-1, spiked it in the dirt.
But yeah.
3-1 the count. You know, the thing that I can't get over is just the scenery. What you can see here, like if we're looking straight past us into center field, you can see the sprawling hills that rise above everything in the town.
Yes, you can.
It's almost like, I feel like I'm in like Ireland or something. A 3-1, and that one missed for ball 4, and back-to-back walks. McMinn and Dickinson. What are you looking at over there?
Looking in the bullpen.
Now batting.
Looks like Jackson's warming up a little bit.
Would appear that way.
Kind of feel like I'm playing like in the movie The Sandlot here, you know, with the wooden fence and everything.
It's very cool.
Those fireworks really made me feel like I was in The Sandlot.
The fireworks were really cool. I enjoyed the fireworks show, and I think that the stream enjoyed the fireworks show too.
It was very good.
What I did not enjoy was sweeping up those fireworks that night.
Oh, you had to sweep them up?
I did.
Oof.
That took a little while.
That was probably not fun.
It was not, but it's okay. It's the duties of an intern.
True.
A 1-0 count.
But yeah, it kind of feels like I'm home here, kind of, you know.
Small town feel.
I saw 2 deer on the railroad track last night. That one just popped
Brandon
up into left field.
Into left field, and Rich ranges in and makes the play.
Oh boy, good play, Colby.
So 2 down. Runners stay where they are at first and second. After Jarrett Brannon, who doubled and scored in his last at-bat, flies out to left. So now it is Griffin Snyder.
I think the road trip will be a really good way for all of us to, you know, to get to know each other a lot better, and because I mean, there'll be 2 or 3, maybe 4 of us in the same hotel room. You know, we're gonna be with each other for a solid week and a half. So
exactly right. 4-0 our score here in the top of the 7th inning. The Ragin' Roosters lead against the Pierre Trappers. First pitch.
good spot. Atta boy.
In there for a called strike to Griffin Snyder. He reached on a hit-by pitch last time. Trappers trying to get out of this inning and keep it at a 4-run deficit, having 9 outs to play with. The 0-1 swung on and missed.
Atta boy. Let's see what he goes with here, you know. Probably go with this. If I was him, I'd probably go with the slider away. Probably a little bit off the black, maybe in the dirt. You know, as a pitcher, like, you learn the batters throughout the game, so as you get deeper into a game, it gets a lot easier to.
0-2 roped out to right field. Griffin ranging back on the run over his head and makes the play, sliding to his knees. That saved a run, maybe 2.
Probably 2.
Nice defensive play out there for Jacob Griffin. And so he keeps it at a 4-0 deficit through 6.5 innings of play. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Trappers trailing 4-0. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Just wrapped up the 7th inning stretch here, and Will Hogue, first pitch swinging
get
to the
there,
left
Will.
side on the run. Tough play, and he'll beat that out
Attaboy,
easily.
good job, Will.
So first pitch swinging, and Will grounds it the other way. Would have been a extremely difficult play for Carson Gross.
Yes,
he
it
was
would.
ranging into foul ground, had to make a jump throw, Derek Jeter type jump and pivot. No shot. So a leadoff single for Will Hogue. And could be some life for the Trappers, who have yet to score in this game, trailing 4-0 in the bottom of the 7th against the visiting North Iowa Ragin Roosters, who are looking to take 3 of 4 here in Hyde Stadium. So now we've got Trevor Seagraves subbing in for CJ Cumbo. First pitch missed low.
It's like, is that a new pitcher or is it the same? No, it's the same guy.
It's the same guy, and that same guy is Travis Herbert. He's been lights out in this game. And it's a 1-0 count. 1-0 missed high.
This could be a beginning here.
Need to get as many runners on as you can at the start of the inning.
Looks like we got Jacob Griffin there on deck.
It'll be his first at-bat of the night. Runner on first, 2-0 to Seagraves, chopped foul to the left side. 2-1 the count now. Seagraves looking for his second hit of the series. His first one came in the first inning of last night's game when he singled on the infield. 1 of 2 hits for the Trappers last night.
Yes.
Or 1 of 4, actually. 1 of 4. It was 2 hits for the Ragin Roosters last night, and we have had 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row now where the winning team has been out-hit by the losing team. That one drops low. 3-1 the count. Trevor Seagraves, a runner on first. Travis Herbert, 3-1.
Ooh.
It's off the foot.
That one felt not good.
Chopped it foul off the foot, so Seagraves will need a second to walk that one off. And
That one hurt.
for my YouTube chat, yep. Summer, yep, I got you. I read that one up there too. If you can hear me, if you could let me know, please, if there is a relation. Oh, there's no relation. Thank you. I appreciate that. So a coincidence that we have matching last names from the shortstop and the pitcher. Thank you. I appreciate that information. Will be very useful because these two teams will see each other quite a bit in this season. They'll see each other in 2 days. So I appreciate that, Summer. Thank you. Full count to Trevor Seagraves, 3-2. That one's roped into the center, and that gets down for a base hit. Trevor Seagraves
Good job.
stays with an off-speed pitch and lines that one into center field. And so now we've got 2 runners on back-to-back singles to start the inning.
Now, batting for the Trappers, number 11, Jacob.
And so now you've got Jacob Griffin, one of the better options in a situation like this. Jacob, a returning player, was here at Pierre last year. Has a RBI double to his credit in this series back in game 1.
Yeah,
He's got 2 runners on.
We all thought that ball was gone in the first game. It kind of just kept carrying, really.
It did. Just kept carrying. And it bounced off the Denver Air sign out there in left. It's an 0-1 count to Jacob Griffin.
Come on, Jacob. Oof.
Big swing and a miss. So 0-2 the count. Runners on first and second. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 4-0 the score. Ragin Roosters. Oh, 2. Check swing. Did he go? They'll appeal down and say he did. Unable to hold up on the check swing, so Jacob Griffin goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And yep, you're all good, Summer. I appreciate it. You're watching the game a little bit behind, not a problem. I appreciate the input, like I said. Any information that can help us out here, I appreciate all of it. And so Hunter Brown now in here for Andrew Beavers.
Man, he's had some bad luck this series. I tell you what, he's had about 3 or 4 hard hit balls that have just been literally right at people.
Absolutely has. Nubs that one foul. Corkscrewed off the end of the bat.
Might have to check that ball, see if it got scraped up or not.
And they do take the bat and just go ahead and throw it towards the dugout. 0-1 the count. Back-to-back singles started off the inning from Will Hoke and Trevor Seagraves, trying to bring them around. The 0-1, that one missed.
Good eye.
So in a situation now, you're essentially, you've got to start cutting into this lead at some point.
Yes,
You got the first 2 guys on. What is the bare minimum here that you need for runs? That one missed high.
You got to get at least 1 or 2 right here. I mean, it's bottom of the 7th. You know, it's been a rough game for us at the plate. You know, some balls have been hit right at people. The pitcher's doing his job. He's doing what he's supposed to do. You know.
2-1 count to Hunter Brown, pinch hitting, and he calls time.
That boy.
Throw off the rhythm. 7 strikeouts on the night so far for Travis Herbert. The 2-1.
Just misses.
Off speed missed, so 3-1 the count.
This is a big spot here.
Do you let him swing away here?
Oh, yeah. I mean.
Unless it's 3-0, probably.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets a pitcher he thinks he can handle and he can drive, then definitely has the green light.
Here comes the 3-1,
There we
and that
go.
missed for ball 4. So we've got bases loaded with 1 away, and that will bring the tying run up to the plate with 1 away in the bottom of the 7th.
Connor.
So Connor's
been a pretty good bat this series. You know, he's a pretty good leadoff hitter. You know, he sees pitches very well. He gets deep in the counts. He drives the ball right back up the middle the other way. You know.
So this is one of the biggest at-bats of the game so far, maybe the biggest.
This is probably, in my opinion, this is the biggest at-bat of the game right here.
You've got Noah McCreary on deck. Bases loaded, 1 away. Tying run at the plate. That one skipped in and missed.
It's like maybe a changeup or a slider right there. Just didn't get on top of it.
And another thing to note, there is no action at all in the Ragin Roosters bullpen.
I don't even know if they have anybody left, to be honest.
They might not. You're in game 4 with a 13-man roster.
This pitcher may have to go the whole game.
The 1-0 lined into left field for a base hit. That will bring home 1. Seagraves rounding third, and a play at the plate, and he is safe. Craig Kinney dropped the ball. The catcher dropped it on the tag. That is a 2 RBI single off the bat of Connor Bendick, and all of a sudden this is a 4-2 ball game.
With one of the better hitters on the team coming up. Mr.
So
Noah.
now we've got life.
Looks like the Roosters coach is going to come out here for a mound visit.
It's a good spot for it. The 3rd hit of the inning for the Trappers.
That's a big one right there. That was a really big hit.
So now you've got runners on first and second.
Looks like the left fielder's warming up with somebody over there in the line.
Looks like it.
Might be coming in.
And we saw that a couple of nights ago, too, that left fielder being Nick Eastham. He pitched, I think it was for an inning in game 2, if I'm not mistaken off the top of my head. That was a big RBI single, 2 RBI single off the bat of Connor Bendick. And it was, it looks like Seagraves might have been dead to rights at home.
The catcher looked like he dropped it there.
Craig Kinney, who has been one of the best players in this series for either side, for the Ragin Roosters, he dropped it on the tag.
No.
Could be costly.
I mean, that's big momentum right there for us. It really is.
We're now in a situation where you said the bare minimum should have been 2.
And we got 2.
And they got the 2. See if they can add on from there.
I think we can get a couple more right here. Make it a good game. I mean, it's still a good game right now, but tie ball game would be very good for us.
Tying run is at first. Noah McCreary represents the go-ahead run, and he takes ball 1 outside.
I wouldn't want to pitch this kid either. Just kicking rake.
McCreary 0 for 3 in this game, looking to make an impact here in the bottom of the 7th. And that one missed for ball 2. So things may be starting to fall apart a little bit for Travis Herbert, who was lights out the first 6 innings, but here in the 7th, it's been trouble.
Yes, he was.
The The 2-0.
Oof.
That's chopped back, straight back, and onto the road, heads up. And I think that did hit a car, if I'm not mistaken.
Did it really?
I thought it. I think it might have hit that. I can't tell what kind of car that is. It's white. It's not my car. That much I know.
That's the good thing. 2-1 count.
2-1. The lefty, Noah McCreary. 2-1. Fouled back in nearly the exact same spot.
That one's going to stay in the park, over in the stands.
It did. Fouled it back to the left. So the count now 2-2. And for the Ragin Roosters, this is a big, big spot here for your pitcher, Travis Herbert.
Right now, you got to take a deep breath. No.
Runners on first and second. 2-2 inside, and it hits him down near the ankles. And so loses him in a 2-2 count, and the bases are once again loaded with one away.
I see Gabe over there on the on-deck circle talking to Colby.
So Colby Rich batting for the second time in this game.
I know one thing about South Dakota. It is dry. Oh, my goodness. My contacts are drying out right now.
Not going to be able to see the conclusion of this game.
And I'll be all right. Got some eye drops in the car if I need it.
It's a good finish we've got shaping up here. Colby Rich, the righty.
This is a big. This might even be a bigger AB than the
First pitch in there for a called strike.
one before this.
6 batters, including with Colby Rich now 7, have come to the plate in this inning for the Trappers, and they've scored 2. And they've got bases loaded with 1 out.
Oh, Colby.
Down by 2.
Oof,
Chopped foul. 0-2 the count. So Colby Rich going to have to battle back here.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And I would have to guess that in this situation, you're just hoping for anything but a strikeout. Put the ball in play somewhere if you're Colby Rich.
Gotta try and break up a double play in the middle here.
The 0-2 swung on and missed in the dirt for strike 3. Got him chasing the off speed, so a 3-pitch strikeout for Colby Rich. And so now it'll be Anthony Barraza. We've seen his power, talked about the power. He's got bases loaded.
This will be a big spot to use it right here. Be a very big spot.
Tying run is at second. Go-ahead run is at first. Bases loaded, bottom of the 7th. Power hitter Anthony Barraza batting for the 4th time.
If I'm the batter, I'm so nervous right now. Oh, my goodness.
And he calls time.
Can't tell you how many times I've had situations like these and been so nervous in the box.
So it's more nerve-wracking being on the hitting side than the pitching side?
Oh, for sure. Ball
First
up.
pitch missed up.
You know, walk. You always hear the saying, walk's as good as a hit, and that is very true right now, you know. A walk makes it a 4-3 ball game.
And it's a 1-0 count for Barraza.
Got Carson on deck.
2 away. The 1-0 pitch
2-0.
missed outside. 2-0.
Do you give him the green light right here?
With it being Anthony, I would say maybe. I say you don't go full take all the way till 3-0, but what do I know? The 2-0, and it is swinging away, and that's a high pop-up once again on the infield. Going to be a tough play, but Herbert makes the catch at shortstop to retire the side. So Anthony Barraza was swinging away and got just underneath that one to end the inning. So the Trappers score 2, but they strand the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. The Ragin Roosters lead 4-2. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. We are back for the 8th inning here at Hyde Stadium. The Trappers cut into the deficit, scoring 2 in the bottom of the 7th, but stranded the bases loaded. The score now 4-2 in favor of the North Iowa Ragin Roosters. And we've got a new pitcher on the mound. So Logan McKeever's day is over after going 7 innings, giving up 7 hits and 4 runs. And so it is now Jackson Mix, the righty.
Submarine.
A little bit of a unique arm slot you see there from Jackson Mix. His first time pitching so far here in this season. Plays a lot of middle infield. Did some designated hitting last night.
You got Carson Tropold behind the plate. Looks like you got, is that a new first baseman?
Yes, it is. It is Colton Yanish. So after the big league pop-up we saw within the infield for Anthony Barraza to end that past inning, we now have Colton Yanish taking over at first. So I believe that is a complete substitution now of the entire field other than Noah McCreary, who is still out there in center.
And Connor.
He moved over from right to center. And yes, Connor Bendick, who came through with the 2 RBI base hit in the 7th, is still in there. So the first pitch in there for a strike.
Don't see a lot of
Carson Gross
nowadays.
And this could really throw off the Ragin Roosters here for at least the 8th and maybe the 9th. Yep, 2 straight fastballs taken. Carson Gross, the left-handed hitter, just trying to maybe find that release point.
It's like there's some mosquitoes out there at shortstop. He's waving his hat. Dude,
I hated that. That's lined up the middle, and a tough play for Seagraves. Makes it, throws the first, and a big stretch, but not in time. So a nice play from Seagraves trying to stretch, make the play, throw it to Yanish at first base, but not in time. So that is a leadoff infield single for Carson Gross.
Hey, the mosquitoes here are pretty bad, not gonna lie.
I hate mosquitoes. They're one of my least favorite things on the entire planet.
Yes. Mosquitoes,
wasps, and hornets. I can't do it. I'm afraid of wasps.
I can't do snakes.
That's fair.
Attaboy. Oof, just missed.
Just missed that one. So you're not going to like the story I'm going to tell you then, where I was looking out the window today at my host family's house, and we saw probably a 3-foot-long snake in the backyard taking off for second, and in there ahead of the throw is Carson Gross, so that is a stolen base. But this snake, I'm telling you, it was probably at least 3 feet long, and it was the biggest snake I have ever seen in the wild. And it scared me. I don't think it was poisonous. I'm not a huge snake expert, but it was like a grayish tan color, had some black like diamonds on it. No rattle, no stripes.
I was about to say,
no rattle.
Scared me there for a second.
Don't you worry. 2-1 is the count to Nick Eastham.
Yeah.
He's got a runner on second.
Do not like snakes.
One of my close friends back at school absolutely hates spiders.
Spiders? Spiders aren't too bad. Not too bad.
My producer Heather says ants and ticks are her no-goes. So the tiny ones, you can't see them coming.
Yeah, I don't like ticks either. Especially because we hunt back home and go into woods and
3-1.
That ball is fouled off.
Towards the general vicinity of your car. It's closer to yours than mine. That one is.
Yes, it is.
I'm not even going to say anything about my car right now because I'm just hoping me keeping it out of the back of my mind keeps it safe. 3-2 the count to Nick Eastham. Jackson Mix. The payoff pitch.
Ooh.
Just missed it.
Goodness gracious.
So runners are on first and second with nobody out.
That looked good from up here. That
did look good
from up here.
Going with the sidearm style. So we're going to get a quick
mound
visit here. So Seagraves, the second baseman, and Trumpold, the catcher, going out to talk to Jackson Mix. Double play probably in order here, but look who you've got up at the plate, Dane Nakasuka. He singled back in the 3rd inning and reached on a fielder's choice back in the 5th. And he's got runners on first and second. Nobody out in the top of the 8th. 4-2 our score. Ragin Roosters lead it here. We just got a sudden patch of brightness here. The
Yeah,
sun just came out. Hasn't been this prominent in a while. Very interesting. So it could be tough for the left fielder and third baseman on the field. First pitch to Nakasuka goes outside and can't get it to come back. So 1-0 is the count. Dane Nakasuka, he hit a 2-run home run. I guess it was 2 nights ago now.
Yes.
Gave the insurance runs that the Roosters needed. And he's up here now trying to give some more insurance runs 2 nights later. The 1-0 to Nakasuka, driven out to left center field. McCreary on the run, and he's not going to be able to make the play. That will roll all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. Eastham will round third and head for the plate. We're going to have a play at the plate, and Eastham is safe after Trumpold can't hold on to the throw. So that is a 2 RBI double off the bat of Dane Nakasuka. So he comes through again for the 2nd time in the series to provide some late inning insurance runs. And for the Trappers, that is not what you want to see in that situation there. You just fought back and scratched across 2 runs, and then the Roosters immediately get those 2 runs back with nobody out. So Caleb Herbert, the shortstop. First pitch fouled off straight back. So it looks like the side arm slot for Jackson Mix not been too much of a problem here in the top of the 8th for the Roosters. Base hit, walk, and then 2 RBI double.
And he takes
and
off.
Nakasuka takes off, throw down, pulls him to the right side. So not in time. That's a stolen base for Dane Nakasuka.
That's one thing with pitching. You definitely got to vary your looks with runners on, you know.
And it's hard for guys who are typically position players to know that and to get into a rhythm of knowing I can't do the same routine over and over. So good on the Ragin Roosters for recognizing that and taking advantage of it. Dane Nakasuka, the speedy center field leadoff man. Little swing and a miss
pitch
from Herbert.
Yeah, it's just so tough right now. We don't have all of our pitchers. I think we're missing about 6 or 7 of them. We're missing a big arm, Peyton Zabel from Texas State.
And they're going to be in the postseason as that's chopped to the right side. Yanish makes the play and keeps the runner held at third. So Yanish does what he is supposed to do and looks the runner back to third. Yeah, so that is a ground out.
Plays at Texas State. Heard he's a hometown kid, so it'll be nice to have him when he gets here. Texas State is actually doing very well this year.
They are projected to be either probably, I think the last projections I've seen had them as a 3
Speaking
seed.
of college baseball, I'm pretty sure the selection show is on right now.
I think that you're right. I'm going to go look right now and see if my Cowboys have been selected anywhere.
Ooh, good pitch, Jackson.
First pitch in there. Let's see. Yes, there is. The Cowboys are hosting Oklahoma State, hosting a regional.
What seed did they get?
I'm going to go check that. The 0-1 bounces to Craig Kinney. So 1-1 our count. Trying to do multiple things at once here. We don't know yet, I don't think. I think we just know that they're hosting. So we just know that they're a top 16.
That's good.
One of 16 regional sites, O'Brate Stadium. It's a beautiful ballpark. The 1-1 runs in and hits him on the back. So we'll have runners on the corners. And so good for Oklahoma State getting the host. Shout out to Josh Holliday and the Cowboys. Love covering that team, talking with them. Super fun team to talk to, cover.
As we have today's starting pitcher up here, Mr. Logan. Came up here and shook my hand.
Paid us a quick visit.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
How you feeling? How's the arm?
It feels not bad. Just gonna go and prepare and get some treatment done.
I like it. I like it.
So after the hit by pitch.
Whenever. You can't just catch a break.
Jackson Mix fires, and that's in there
Attaboy,
for a
good
strike
pitch. Good
to
pitch,
Sage
Jax.
McMinn. He has walked in his past 2 at-bats, and he's got a 1-1 count now.
Oof, big swing.
Cut.
Ooh, wow.
McMinn trying to go deep for the second time in the series with that swing.
Oh, okay.
Not trying to
It's
to
all right.
stir anything up here.
That's all right.
Runners on the corners, 6-2 the score. The 1-2 misses outside. So the Trappers scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th to cut it to 4-2. But then in the top of the 8th, the Roosters have scored 2 of their own. Dane Nakasuka, a 2 RBI double. They rolled to the wall in center field. And more damage looking to be done. Kenny takes off for second. The throw down, and that will allow Nakasuka to come home. The throw home, and not in time. The throw down kind of pulled Trump-Hold off of the plate, and the ball kind of bounced out of the glove. So successfully there with a steal down to second, baiting them into a throw down. It looked like that was planned all the way, though, as you saw that throw get cut off over there at short. The throw just pulled him off a little bit. So that is a run scored for Nakasuka. So it is now 7-2, the Ragin Roosters lead.
Oof,
and McMinn swings through that for strike 3. Would have been a larger strikeout if that run had not just scored. So 7-2. And there's a runner on second base for Zach Dickinson. He has reached in his last 3 plate appearances as well. And a base hit here could extend the lead to 8-2. Jackson Mix fires one in there.
Boy, good pitch.
And it's a strike. So Dane Nakasuka came through once again, responsible for 3 runs in this inning, all 3 of them. And that one missed low, 1-1.
Have a complete list of all the regionals.
Okay.
Looks like there's going to be a regional in Austin, Texas.
For the Longhorns, wow, okay.
One in Blacksburg, Virginia, which is kind of close to
Virginia
home.
Tech, they deserve that. The 1-1.
One in Chapel
Missed
Hill
out.
for UNC. Actually, my uncle used to be a bullpen catcher for UNC. And
Really?
actually was with them when they won the World Series back in 2016, I think it was. So it was pretty cool.
I feel like that'd be fun to be a bullpen catcher.
Yeah.
And that one's roped into center field. Now we'll get down for a base hit. We'll see if they send Craig Kenny. They will.
And they'll stop him.
They're going to stop him. That was a strong throw in from McCreary to keep Craig Kenny from fully committing to that one. So it is a base hit, but it does not result in an RBI. Noah McCreary keeping Craig Kenny at third.
Yeah, he was a bullpen catcher, and also one of my cousins was actually a bullpen catcher a couple years ago as well. His name was Boyd Tisdale. So UNC baseball runs in the family just a little bit.
Sounds like it. The Tar Heels will be hosting a regional, and so a little bit of a connection there.
Actually, I think East Carolina will also be hosting one.
That's cool, actually. I like that.
So you had 2 regionals in North Carolina.
Jarrett Brandon now batting. He is the 8th batter of the inning for the Ragin Roosters. They're up 7-2 in this game. They've scored 3 here in the 8th, and a delayed steal. It's stepping off, throwing to second, and it is in time for the out.
Boy. That's a really good throw. That was a very strong throw.
Maybe trying to steal a run there with the delayed steal from Dickinson and hope for a balk for the unexperienced Jackson Mix, who probably doesn't pitch that much, but extreme poise for Mix to step off and calmly throw down to second for the final out. So we're through 7.5 innings here. The Ragin Roosters add on to their lead now 7-2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. And we are back here for the bottom of the 8th. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Ragin Roosters. It's the second baseman, Griffin Snyder, shifting over to the hill. And so in taking over at second base is Cameron Rendon, who we have seen throughout the first 3 games of this series. Been a utility man for the Ragin Roosters, and he's at second base. So Carson Trumpold and Will Hoke will get going here to start off the bottom of the 8th for the Trappers, who need to try and cut into this deficit now. They did that in the bottom of the 7th. They were trailing just 4-2, but then gave up 3 runs in the top of the 8th. So the score now sits at 7-2 in favor of the Ragin Roosters. So we've got Carson Trumpold up now, and that's got to be like a first-team all-name there for Carson Trumpold. That's quite a name.
How you doing, Aunt Lori?
Do you know Lori?
Yeah, that's my aunt.
Love that.
Back home.
He's been doing a great job. He's been up here the entire game, got here in the top of the 1st, before I even was expecting him.
There we go, Carson.
First pitch
Attaboy,
missed
good
up.
eye.
So now needing 5 runs over the next 6 outs.
You know what I found out today? Apparently it is National Camping Weekend here in South Dakota.
Really?
Yes.
That's line foul. Watch out over there at third.
Apparently the crowds are usually larger than this, but everybody's camping this weekend.
Huh, okay. So opening weekend. We had a good crowd on Thursday before National Camping Weekend.
Yes, we
Friday
did.
was not bad. Today, less than the other days, but National Camping Weekend. Did not know that. That's hit pretty well out to left. Ranging in to make the play now. That is Nick Eastham for the first out. Sounded good off the bat, just kind of hung up there and was a casual routine fly out. So Will Hoke now. He singled and came around to score one of the 2 runs in that 7th inning, and he has reached in every single appearance that he's had to the plate, walked twice and singled once. So very productive.
That's on-base percentage is crazy.
Probably a reason why they're keeping him in here rather than subbing him out.
Yeah, he got hit twice in game 1. I know he had a single either game 1 or game 2.
1-0. Hit on the ground at first, and that will stay fair. So just fielded and flipped over to the catcher Snyder, or to the pitcher Snyder, my bad. Over to the pitcher Snyder for the second out. It's the play from Sage McMinn at first for the second out. So the first time that Hoke has been retired in this game. So Trevor Seagraves now, he singled in his lone plate appearance in this game. Subbed in the 7th, now back up here in the 8th. 7-2 our score, Ragin Roosters lead. They just need 4 more outs to close out the game. Griffin Snyder delivers the first pitch, misses inside. The 1-0 miss low. You know, I thought it was going to be difficult to juggle the whole broadcasting thing and keeping the book at the same time, but I actually think it helps me stay organized.
That's good.
And you said you enjoy keeping book when you can too.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. You know, since I'm a PO in college now, I do game changers sometimes, keep the book, do stats.
Absolutely.
3-0, probably got the take sound right here.
And it is taken all the way for a strike. Bounced out of the catcher Craig Kinney's glove, but it's a strike anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a brand new catcher's mitt because he had it the first game, and then like about halfway through, he started using an outfield glove.
So still trying to break it in, probably.
Yeah, I think he said that he broke his other one about a week and a half ago.
That one's popped foul, and that's straight behind me, so I'm a little bit scared there on that one. I'm a little scared.
I didn't hear no glass, so I
didn't hear any glass either, but I think that did clear the press box and go back there somewhere. So I am sweating a little bit right now. Trevor Seagraves making me sweat slightly. That one was fouled straight back that way, and he chops that one over to short. Herbert makes the play, a strong throw to first in time to retire the side, so the Trappers go down in order in the bottom of the 8th inning, so the score remains 7-2 in favor of North Iowa. We're going to take a quick break and come back here for the top of the 9th. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. And we're getting set to start the top of the 9th here in Pierre, South Dakota. The final game of the 4-game set between the North Iowa Ragin Roosters and the Pierre Trappers. The opening weekend series, Sunday afternoon. 7-2 is our score. The Ragin Roosters lead, trying to take 3 of 4 here at Hyde Stadium. Jackson Mix on the mound for his 2nd inning of work, and that one swung on and fouled off. I think we have a pinch hitter, if I am not mistaken.
Might be the new second baseman.
Cameron Rendon, that is exactly right.
Atta boy, good spot, Jax.
That is taken for strike 2. So Rendon takes over for Jarrett Brannon. And that one is taken. 1-2 the count. 7-2 the score. That one taken and called strike 3. So Rendon goes down looking. The backwards K, the one that Drew Copeland, who's with me right now, has said is the more satisfying one of the two.
Yes, it is.
And that is exactly what Jackson Mix got there. So Griffin Snyder, who started at second base and shifted over to the mound, and he probably will finish out the game in the bottom of the 9th. Up to bat now, and that one runs in and nearly gets him. Nearly got him. You heard that too, right?
Yeah. Y'all heard that, right?
It was like a phone ring. Oh, it was a walkie-talkie. Okay. I was a bit thrown off by that. That's lined into right field. Foul. That one sliced foul over near the Trappers bullpen.
There's a phone in the dugout, and I think it might have been that. Somebody may have been trying to call up here.
1-1 count, 1 away in the top of the 9th. Griffin Snyder 0 for 3 in this game, but he reached on a hit by pitch. A 2-1 count now. Wind picking up, blowing out to right field. That is crushed out to right field. Ranging over to his right, and Griffin makes the catch on the run. Near that warning track and foul ground. That one was hit pretty well, slicing away from Griffin, and he made the catch. Made a couple of tough catches out there since he's subbed in. That one as difficult as the rest, so a fly out for the second out of the inning.
The third baseman, number 5, Carson Brooks.
So Carson Gross, the third baseman, he is 2 for 4 in this game, 2 singles and 2 runs scored. And that one is hit foul to the left side, over near the grass patch, and it bounced into the dugout. Heads up over there. That was something that back in my playing days, I always would get a little bit scared of. When I was sitting up there on the railing, I always was scared I was going to get smoked by a foul ball. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. So Jackson Mix trying to put up a 0 here in the top of the 9th and keep it at a 5-run deficit for the Trappers, who will need some 9th inning magic. 0-2 missed outside. Got to come up with some sort of rally tradition. Got to have like a stuffed animal or like a special like lucky something. I know, and that one's hit into left field. Colby Rich camps under it and makes the play. So it is 7-2 as we go to the bottom of the 9th, and the Trappers will need the rally caps. Down 7-2, needing 5 runs in their final 3 outs. We're going to take a quick break and come back for the bottom of the 9th. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. And it's going to be the lefty Jacob Griffin striding into the batter's box to start us off in the bottom of the 9th. The Trappers trailing 7-2 in this game, needing 5 runs to try and tie it here in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch from Griffin Snyder misses high. Jacob Griffin struck out swinging in his first at-bat. It was a check swing, I believe, that he was not able to hold back. Trying to get on base here, and it's a 2-0 count.
Gonna need some late inning magic here.
And some early inning base runners to try to make that happen.
Pierre, South Dakota.
You know, it's crazy to me how long the sun stays up here.
Dude.
3-0 count now.
It literally stays out to like 9:30.
At least, and
it's crazy to me. Because back home right now, it's probably dark about, it's probably getting close to dark right about now.
And we're still probably another hour and a half away from that here. A 3-0 to Jacob Griffin, and that is swung on 3-0, and that bounces through the legs of the first baseman.
Right through the wickets.
And so Jacob Griffin will reach.
Right through the wickets.
I would assume that we will probably score that as an error. Yes. And that is a substitution. Jordan Kelly checking in at first base. It was McMinn for most of the game, and now it is Jordan Kelly. Welcome to the game. Here is a ball between the wickets. So the first man reaches of the inning, Jacob Griffin, reaches on the air. And now Hunter Brown. He's been hitting it hard all weekend, just coming up empty-handed. He's got a runner on here. 7-2 the score. Trappers needing 5 to tie it here in the bottom of the 9th. That one misses outside. And so we do have some action in the Roosters bullpen.
Looks like the lefty, number 13. Good eye. Oh,
It's in there.
Wow.
Called strike.
I don't know about that one.
1-1 is the count. Runner on first base, Jacob Griffin. Nobody out, the 1-1. That was ripped to left field, and that's
attaboy.
down
Good
for a base
swing, Hunter.
hit. Some exit velo off the bat of Hunter Brown.
And that one falls. You know,
Roped it in there.
he's had, like I said, he's had about 4 or 5 of those this weekend that have just caught gloves, and he finally caught a break right there.
You can tell he's been barreling it up.
Yes.
That
Oh,
one was barreled up
oh,
as
yeah.
well, and that one was a perfect line drive into left field. So the first 2 of the inning reach.
That one last night to the shortstop, that one was hit very, very well, very well.
It was absolutely crushed, and I think that one actually resulted in a double play, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Will Hoke
Unfortunately,
back
it
at
did.
first. So we're back to the top of the order. Connor Bendick.
Here we go,
He
Connor.
had the 2 RBI single 2 innings ago.
Attaboy. Good eye.
1-0 the count.
You got the top of the lineup here. Got 2 runners on.
So it'll be Bendick, McCreary, and Rich. They'll be the next 3 batters, assuming we get that far. The 1-0, and that one's hit up the middle. Going to be a tough play, and it is off the glove of the second
And Jacob
baseman for a
Griffin is
base
coming
hit.
home.
Griffin will score,
Here we
and that is
go.
another RBI single, and that's pumping up the crowd. Connor Bendick, his 3rd RBI of the game, and that's
All
going
3
to cut
RBIs so
into
far.
the deficit. So that is a great start to the bottom of the 9th.
Here we go.
Jacob Griffin
Never know.
read that one perfectly as it bounced off the glove of the second baseman, Rendon, and slowed it down enough to allow for Griffin to score from second base. So now we have runners on the corners.
It looks like we may have a pinch hitter on deck.
Yes, we will.
Looks like number 17
Daniel Hobb.
caught me last night. Caught a very, very good game. Called a very good game as well.
First pitch to McCreary, taken
That was
for
a
a strike.
Ooh, wind is
The
picking
wind's
up.
picking up. You
Papers are flying.
can hear it. It is blowing straight out to right field.
getting
So
low.
for the lefty McCreary, could be favorable. 0-1,
Oof,
big swing
big
and a
swing.
miss.
We got a little chilly up here.
Would you rather it be this or rather it be down there and it be hot?
I don't know.
No?
I mean, I'd much rather have hot than cold, I'll tell you that much. I
Really?
hate the cold.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Runners on the corner, 7-3 the score. The Trapper's trying to cut into it, and it bounces away,
we
and
go.
that will allow a run to
Attaboy.
score. So Hunter Brown scores on the wild pitch, and it is now 7-4.
With no outs here. 1-2 count.
And that also allowed for Connor Bendick to take second base,
Yes, it did.
so that gets rid of the double play and puts another run in scoring position. Trappers down by 3, trailing 7-4.
Here we go, Noah.
The 1-2 to McCreary, swung on and missed, goes
Big
upstairs,
swing and a miss.
and that will be
That
the
was a
first
healthy
out
hack.
of the inning.
Very healthy hack.
So now we will have another pinch hitter. It will be Daniel Hobb.
For the Trappers, number 17, Daniel Habb.
So we had Gabriel Arroyo starting us out in the 3 spot in this game, and then it was Kobe Rich and now Daniel Habb. 1 out. Runner on second base. Here in the bottom of the 9th,
Looks like we have another hitter on deck. Number 33
it is Colton Yanish, who came in
in the.
for Will Hoke at first.
They came in
Actually,
for Anthony.
he came in for Anthony,
Yes.
is what I meant, because Will Hoke is
Yes.
designated hitting,
Yes.
and he's batting 6th.
Here we go, 1-7. Daniel also hit the ball very well last night. Hit it at people. Hit it pretty hard.
First pitch,
Oh,
popped up foul.
looks like it's gonna get out.
It will get out of play right in front of
Oh,
us.
oof.
Saw that one drop right there on the concourse.
Looks like somebody made a catch.
Showing the hands. Probably a barehanded catch too, right?
Probably.
That's always scary. I'm always afraid I'm going to break a bone in my hand if I do that.
Me as well. That's why I use a glove.
The 0-1, that one's
Ooh.
skied into shallow left center. The catch made out there by the shortstop, Herbert. for the second out. And so now Colton Yanish will be the final out for the Trappers. One more out.
Number 33,
Colton Yanish trying to keep this game alive after the fly out
Yes, he
within
is.
the infield.
Oof. Come on, Colton. Here we go. Colton stands at what, 6'5", I think?
6'5",
That is a
240.
tall. That is a tall human being.
It sure is. And he is the final chance for the Trappers, and
That's
that
a
one
good
missed
eye.
outside.
He got on the mound last night. Goodness gracious, like Randy Johnson up there.
Yeah, absolutely right. On deck is Carson Trumpold, if we get that far. Runner on second, 7-4 the score. Trappers down to their final out. That one
a
missed outside
great
as
eye.
well. Neither of those were particularly close. I would have to assume that Yanish is probably going to take here until he gets a strike thrown.
That's what I would be doing.
The 2-0, and he swings and pops that one up into shallow left, battling the sun in the Bermuda Triangle, and the catch is made by Eastham to end the game. So the Trappers score 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th, but the threat ends there. And Colton Yanish flies out to left field, and the Ragin' Roosters take 3 out of 4 games here in Pierre. So that's the final score, 7-4. Thanks to Drew Copeland for joining me for the entire game.
It was
we'll
a
have
pleasure.
Our post game,
It was a pleasure. It was fun.
and we'll do it again, I would imagine.
Yes.
We'll
we
see
will.
it probably while we're on the road for that road trip.
Probably next week, some point. So
that is the game. 7-4 our score. We will have the Trapper Rap post game report after this quick break, where we will hopefully have Coach Jamie Habiger on here. So we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. And we are back here at Hyde Stadium for the Trapper Rap post game. Trappers fell 7-4 tonight to the North Iowa Ragin' Roosters, who take 3 out of 4 on the road here in Pierre, South Dakota. The first ever series of existence for North Iowa, and they win the series 3-1. And so we will have an off day tomorrow for the Trappers, and then it'll be on the road to face North Iowa in Bancroft, Iowa. It will be their first ever home game as a team, and it'll be a series that we will have, I believe a 3-game series. And I'm going to quickly get the start time for that one for you. It will be a 3-game series with first pitch on Tuesday at 6:35, so that would put our pregame show somewhere in the 6:20 area. Trappers get out hit in this one 9-4, so it is the lone game in this series where the winning team has out hit the losing team. Back to maybe a little bit of normalcy on that side of it. The first 3 games being very chaotic in almost every way possible. This one flowed right through till the end, and huge thanks to Drew Copeland, who was the starter last night, who went 6 innings deep, and he joined me here for all 9 of this one. Gave some great insight. Kind of kept things fresh, so it wasn't just my voice that you were hearing for the entirety of the game, because who would want that? Not me, that's for sure. And so on the mound, it was Logan McKeever for the Trappers tonight, and he went 7 innings, giving up 4 runs, striking out 5 batters. And on the flip side of things, we had Travis Herbert on the mound, and he went 7 innings, gave up just 2 runs, and he struck out 9. So a very good performance from Travis Herbert, who is throwing his fastball at around 90 miles an hour. Ultimately, the Trappers couldn't get the bats going for the first 6 innings. Finally scored 2 runs in both the 7th and the 9th to try to mount a late comeback. But it was the 3-run top of the 8th for the Ragin' Roosters that really proved to make the difference, and the man behind that rally was Dane Nakasuka. He was a tough out in this entire series, as both Jack Van Camp said last night and what Drew Copeland said tonight. A tough out the entire way, and he went 2 for 5 in this game with a base hit, and then that 2 RBI double out to center field that rolled all the way to the wall. And then he also scored a run, so responsible for all 3 of the runs in that 3-run top of the 8th, which proved to be the difference in this game, 7-4. So I'm hoping to have Coach Jamie on here for an interview. We're going to take a quick break. He's addressing the team down there down the right field line after the first series as a team. Going to have the day off tomorrow. Sounds like enjoy maybe playing some cornhole, going fishing, something along those lines as a team. Continue with the team bonding. And then hit the road. And I will be hitting the road with the team as well for that 9-day road trip. And it'll be 3 more games against the Ragin' Roosters. So we're going to take a quick break, see if I can maybe try to track down Coach Jamie for an interview. If not, we'll come back here and have it be just me for the last couple of thoughts before we end things off here. Final score 7-4. Ragin' Roosters beat the Trappers. They take 3 of 4 in the series, and we'll be right back here on the Trapper Wrap. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.
At Darren Boyle Sales, I am thankful for this recent moisture, and we continue to get ready for mowing season with a great selection of Bush Hog mowers. Bush Hog mounted and pull-type mowers in sizes from 7 to 15 feet, Bush Hog zero-turn mowers in 3 models, and Bush Hog tillers, 3-point discs, and mounted blades ready for work this spring. I also have Bush Hog rakes and disc mowers on hand for this year's haying season. If you need farm equipment of any kind, give me a call at 222-0317, like the Darren Boyle Sales Facebook page, or shop online anytime at DarrenBoyleSales.com. Tokyo Japanese cuisine prepares authentic Japanese fare, including hibachi and delicious sushi, conveniently located in the Northridge Plaza. Tokyo is a great choice for eating or takeout in the Pierre area. Tokyo Japanese cuisine is known for its variety in taste and high-quality fresh ingredients. We're open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, noon to 9 on Sundays. For carry-out orders, call Tokyo Japanese Cuisine 605-494-3888.
We are back here for the Trapper Wrap post-game show. We're going to Just give my last couple of thoughts as Coach Jamie Habiger's still down there on the right field line talking with his team, so we're going to miss talking to him here for this post game. Busy first series for Coach Jamie and the Trappers. Final score tonight, 7-4. The North Iowa Ragin Roosters take the game and take the series 3-1 overall. For the Trappers, it was a late rally trying to get back into the game, and they were able to get back into it, just not quite able to complete the comeback. It was Connor Bendick who was crucial in that, driving in 3 of the 4 runs scored in the game for the Trappers. It was a 2 RBI single in the 7th and an RBI single in the 9th, so certainly the player of the game on the Trappers' end. And as I already mentioned for the Ragin Roosters, it was Dane Nakasuka with his 2 RBI double and a run scored in the 8th inning. That provided the 3 runs that the Ragin Roosters needed to close out the game. Trappers were out hit 9-4 in the game. As a team, the Trappers picked up, I think it was 27 hits in the series. Reached on the free pass 33 times in the series. So able to show the patience. We had 4 very good, very entertaining games here at Hyde Stadium for opening series. As I mentioned, we'll have the day off tomorrow and then be back on the road when the team travels, along with myself, to North Iowa, to Bancroft for the first ever series at home for the Ragin Roosters. That'll be a 3-game set, and that'll be right here on 92.7. Post-game starting on Tuesday afternoon, evening area at about 5:20 with first pitch around 5:35. It's been fun tonight. Thanks for listening to this 4-game series. I'm Ryan Breeden. I was joined tonight by Drew Copeland, giving some analysis, and we'll be back here on Tuesday evening for the pregame show and then first pitch at around 5:35. Thanks to everybody for listening, and have a good night. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.